I'm gonna be like, hey, yo, did you know Italy didn't even exist pizza? It was Romania that
They
made
didn't exist pizza?
or invent pizza, sorry. It not exist.
Think you can stop what we do? I doubt it. We've got the energy, we'll tell you all about it.
Oh man, I've been having a really fucking weird week, man. I've been playing like Sleeping Dogs and Mafia and LA Noire, like all in between each other.
Oh god, you're poor.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna lose track of what control systems are what.
Already have.
You're lucky you're not also playing Watch Dogs 360 like I am, where the
I
vault
am playing Watch Dogs 360 as well.
where the vault over a wall button is B and crouch behind the wall is A.
Yeah, I do not like the controls for that game. Me and Ems were doing the online stuff, you know, for the DLC.
Yeah, the Bad Blood T-Bone stuff.
Yeah, and we got really lucky with one of them where, you know the way you have to do like 10 of each of the things?
Yeah.
One of the ones we had to do where you picked it up at was like 25 feet from where you had to do the thing at. So it took us less than like 30 minutes to do all 10 of them because we just kept running back and forward and being able to do it pretty quickly, and it stayed spawning there for about an hour and a half, which was good. But the other ones in that game are going to take ages because like sometimes you'll pick a quest up and it's like halfway across the town. And if you die, you have to go all the way back to that spawning position and start the quest again. It's a nightmare.
Well, so here's the thing though. Have you cleared all of the CTOS towers?
No. I've not touched single player or...
Oh,
What does that
okay.
mean? Does it mean can't take our stuff?
It's supposed to be like wordplay because it's like an operating system for the whole city, so it's City OS or CTOS. Yeah.
I like can't take our stuff better.
Except the whole point is about hacking and stealing, which just defeats
Yeah, which
the
would
whole
make it
purpose.
ironic and funny.
Mist, you're really smart.
Thanks.
Yeah, city operating system. I don't think I would have got that.
Oh god. All right, I'm glad this is not going in the podcast. All right, let me do the official intro. Welcome back, everyone. This is CessCast episode 3. We got a third one. Like I know I'm supposed to be surprised that we got a second episode, but like we just keep going. People seem to like it. I'm looking
Joe
at
didn't
the
get us canceled.
Joe didn't get us canceled. Yeah. Uh-huh. Because Joe's the one who's risking that.
I don't like the tone of your voice when you said that.
It's a very controversial take.
All right, Joe is going to get us canceled if he
Joe
keeps
is gonna
talking
get
like
us
that.
canceled, yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. I am your host, EatSleepComplete. To my left, your right, I don't know, is my co-host, CoolKid Joe, and down there is Noth Tha God. Welcome back.
I'm there. Oh, I'm looking at the thing differently. Hold on, can I...
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
look, I'm down here. Yeah, never mind,
There-
you were right. I put the full screen on.
They're going to see it from my perspective, Noth, because I'm the one recording this.
Oh yeah, oh dude, I'm only awake, and I've spent the last like 26 hours drinking alcohol and playing 3 third-person open-world shooters. So my brain is mush right now.
Why are you playing... excuse me. Why are you playing 3 at the same time?
I don't know. It was like, do you know as soon as the 360 store closed and we had everything bought, I was like, I'm going to do Sleeping Dogs JP, and I'm going to do Watch Dogs 360, and oh, Mafia 2, EEU, and oh, and LA Noire, and I was like, I should have just chose one.
Just pick one. You can still pick one. Just put the rest on hold.
I know.
But then he's gonna forget the controls.
Okay, that's fair.
And the control thing has already bled over because me and Ems started playing the last Dark Pictures anthology game.
I saw that, yep.
Yeah, and I was using the wrong button to sprint in it, so that was the whole thing. And then once I left that and went back to Watch Dogs, no, LA Noire, I was using LB to sprint, which isn't the sprint button, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. There's too many games.
Is it the House of Ashes one, or...?
No, Devil in Me, the one about H.H.
Oh, okay.
Holmes.
Okay. I really liked the first one, and then I played the second one, and it had the kid from the
Meet the Millers.
We're the Millers or whatever, or We're the Millers, and like I don't like him, so like I couldn't play it.
The same guy who's now playing I forget the character's name in the MCU.
Oh yeah.
He got a role in the. He's oh god, this is gonna drive me crazy. He's Thanos' brother in the MCU.
Is he?
Yeah. Hang on. Let me
Disgusting.
try and. Well, so here's the thing: is like, they're different species. He's not like a big purple guy like Thanos is, but according to like Marvel lore, they're brothers. Let me see here. We're the Millers, starring, what's his name? Will Poulter.
Will Poulter, that's it.
Will Poulter, he is, let me just type in Will Poulter MCU and that'll come up with his character name. He's Adam Warlock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Adam Warlock, one of the fully decked out gold people.
One of them was in Injustice 2, was it? Or was that Adam Warlock? One of them was in Injustice 2, right?
What company is in Injustice? Like, what company makes
DC.
Injustice? Yeah.
DC?
Warner Brothers.
So,
Oh, because you said Marvel. Never mind. Keep back on it.
There it is.
Sorry.
There it is. What? So it's like we're talking about a Marvel movie. What? Oh.
Was he in Injustice? No, he wasn't.
Come on, Noth. You're supposed to be one of the nerds on this show.
Yeah, who's the one I'm thinking of that's in Injustice then? He has the big gold helmet and all on. Is it Nova?
Oh, that is Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate, that's the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's one of the... I'm sorry, I'm going to wear one of these so that I can hear myself, like, talk and I'm not screaming into the microphone.
Yeah, I do that as well when I'm streaming.
This headset doesn't have feedback.
I have playing those... Sorry, actually, going back to Joe, Little Hope is probably the best one out of those games.
That's the third one?
The one that you don't want to play.
Yeah.
It is... I think it's got the best storytelling in it. It feels more like an actual movie, like a fully fleshed out story. The third one is... That House of Ashes one is insane because when we were playing it, we were expecting, maybe 7-8 hours to go through it in our first playthrough, blind, eating pizza, whatever. It felt like we were playing it for like 13 hours and then the game ended and I was like, Jesus Christ, that game was fucking long. And then the last one's, I don't know, it was about 7-8 hours as well, but last one's less extreme than the others.
I feel like I own all three of those, but have
There's
not
4.
even played one. Okay,
Yeah,
shows how much I know. Yeah, I feel like I own all of them, but haven't even played them. I'm...
The new season's out in November?
It's made by the same people who did Until Dawn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Supermassive.
They make good stuff.
This is what I've said to AMs, and it's what I'll say to anyone that listens, really. Those are fun games. Because at the end of the day, video games are meant to be played with, like, friends, usually. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, not at all times.
Yeah.
There's single-player games, obviously, but, like, video games are meant to be played with friends. They're meant to just be, like, fun or whatever. Those games, taking the place of movie night, are the perfect thing ever. Like, just, hey, let's just play this game. Let's get a couple of beers. We'll pass the controller around when whoever's playing it all. Love that shit so much, and I'm extremely, extremely glad that they got Season 2 greenlit, and we're just going to get another season now. That's going to be awesome.
It sounds like... I feel like I'm going to play, like, the first one, and then I'm only going to play that series until it's done. The only thing is that I'm not going to be able to play it alongside Kingdom, because Kingdom cannot handle, like, horror, especially jump scares, and from what I've seen of their stuff, that's, like, nightmare-inducing material for her.
When we were playing Devil in Me, there was, like, I think 6 different occasions where it fucking got me. Like...
Just
to the
your
point
heart
where, like,
skips a beat and you fall out of your chair.
Yeah, like I made like a weird noise, like, and then I felt like I was gonna die on the inside. But I was like, yeah, that's good. That's good that got me, because I can usually tell when that shit's gonna happen. But some of those jump scares like subvert your expectations for when the jump scare is gonna happen, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm safe, and then it'll get you straight after, and you're like, no. I like that they do a thing each season though. I like that they have like real actors.
Oh yeah, doing like the mocap and the face cap and whatnot.
Yeah, like that first one, the first one, Man of Medan, is one of those twins, or one of the brothers, you know, like Ashmore. One of them's in Quantum Break, one of them's Bobby Iceman from X-Men 2.
Oh, yeah. Bobby Iceman.
Bobby Iceman, dude, I don't know, I'm not a... Bobby, what's his name, Bobby Kotick? I don't know, I can't remember his fucking name.
The Activision guy?
Yeah, the guy that got fired from Blizzard.
I'm sorry, just Bobby Iceman is the funniest thing.
Yeah, I've pointed this out to even my mum quite recently. I've pointed this out. I feel like every time I watch or play anything, one of those two brothers is in the fucking thing. Like
I can look it up.
The Rookie. We just started watching The Rookie recently, and he shows up randomly as a lawyer in a couple of the episodes, and I'm like, that's the guy from Man of Medan, or it's the one from Quantum Break, or it's the other one, the guy from Iceman from X-Men, and I don't know which is which.
Sean Ashmore.
Yeah.
With sibling Aaron Ashmore.
Their Twitter bios are really funny, because Sean says, no, I'm not, and then Aaron Ashmore, and then Aaron says, no, I'm not Sean Ashmore. Because it obviously must happen all the time. But yeah, and then the second one's Will Poulter. The third one is Ashley Tisdale from fucking Zack and Cody and High School Musical.
I'm sorry, I thought you were still talking about like actors with twins that are in everything, and I'm like, Ashley Tisdale is not a twin. And what was it? Oh God, I don't know about like the Dark Pictures series, but in Until Dawn, Brenda Song was in it. I think she's also from Zack and Cody.
Was it Brenda Song?
She's making up people.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you're just being racist because there's one Asian person in Until Dawn.
I could have sworn it was Brenda Song. She's married to Macaulay Culkin now.
No, the main person in Until Dawn is Haley Panettiere or whatever you call her.
Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
Missed. Macaulay Culkin can't pull bitches.
Macaulay Culkin.
He's married to Brenda Song and has a child with her.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, and also. Technically, he also pulled Rich Evans from Red Letter Media. That's an inside joke somebody's gonna get. Somebody has to get that joke. I'll be upset.
I must have been mistaken. I don't see Brenda Song listed anywhere.
Look, Joe, he is an actual racist. He's just outed himself as one. One Asian in Until Dawn, and he was like, hey, Brenda Song, the Asian girl from Zack and Cody, she was in that game.
I'd like to reiterate, I've never actually played the game.
Is there only one Asian person, according to you?
Yeah, he's gonna be like, Brenda Song from Zack and Cody, Jackie Chan's her dad, fucking...
Oh my God.
Too, but the Yellow Ranger got offed when she was a teen actor, so...
What?
Oh, yeah, that's right!
I'm sorry, I feel like we just skipped a beat. What?
You don't know about that?
No, I know... But, like, how did we go from point A to point B?
Because the Yellow Ranger was an Asian lady.
Oh, you guys are continuing
Which is also racist.
Oh, okay, all right.
No, we're not racist. Power Rangers was racist for making the Chinese lady the Yellow Ranger.
And the Black Ranger black.
Yeah. And the Pink Ranger a girl.
That's sexist.
And the Blue Ranger's a boy.
And the dork. And the red guy, he has that disease where your cheeks get all puffy and red.
What?
No, it's just shut up, What? Who was the one? Who was the Power Ranger that ended up killing their housemate with the Power Ranger sword?
I'm sorry.
One of the Power Rangers.
How are you just pulling this out? Like,
No. One of the Power Rangers, the guy who played the Red Power Ranger, he was in his house in California, and his housemate was annoying him. So the housemate went and got the sword from Power Rangers that he had, and it was obviously sharp enough. And then he killed his housemate with the sword.
okay,
Misinformation?
this is real. For the first time in the podcast history, Noth is not talking out of his ass.
I don't like this misinformation Noth thing. I don't like it at all.
Well, you're really going to hate this segment that we have in store for you. Joe and I have been busy. Power Ranger star Ricardo Medina Jr. admits to killing roommate with sword, facing 6 years in prison for voluntary manslaughter.
Wait, 6 years for killing somebody?
Probably because it's being classified as voluntary manslaughter and not murder.
Bro went after someone with a sword. How is that not murder?
It's a very, like, defined legal definition. Like, murder requires premeditation, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't premeditate it when he went after him with a sword.
His lawyer is arguing that it is voluntary manslaughter, so it's probably one of the things where it's like, he didn't have it written down, he didn't have notes like, I'm gonna do this. He's probably making the argument...
Just and killed a guy.
Not to defend this person, if you kill someone, especially just because they're annoying you, you're an asshole.
I don't know, miss. Kind of sounds like you're defending
that sounds
the guy
like
for
second-degree murder.
You guys are... Oh my god. We're not even 10 minutes into the podcast. Come
Sounds
on.
to me like Mist is a racist and he's advocating for killing people at the drop of a hat.
Oh my god.
Oh, you killed somebody? 4 years. Fuck it. Who cares? That person
I'm
was
trying
Asian
to
American. You're off. You're off.
I'm trying to explain the definition. You guys were like, oh, he only gets 6 years. Yeah, because there's a legal definition between these two things. And again, this happened in 2017, so he's already out if he was convicted.
Oh, God, yeah, right now.
And he's going to come after you two.
After I went after him with it.
He's going to come after you two with a Power Ranger sword next.
God, what if he does? What if he starts going, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and then that sword just comes out of nowhere and murders us?
I mean, he's going to have to get that sword through customs to get to him.
He doesn't have to. He can fly to Ireland, do the whistle, and it'll come across the...
Oh, yeah, that's right. He didn't fly to Ireland with a sword. He flew to Ireland with a flute. And then it becomes a sword.
Yep. And dude, can you imagine the damage he would do in a little old village in Ireland if he summoned the fucking Megazord?
Don't you need all the Power Rangers to summon the Megazord?
No, there's like 5 separate Megazords.
Oh, right. He can summon his... Okay, gotcha.
You could get that big giant tiger one.
Or the mammoth.
Let me see here.
I love the mammoth one. It was the black one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, hang on a second. I hit the continue reading button on this article explaining that he was going for voluntary manslaughter. Let's see here. He was charged with first-degree murder, which carries a 26 to life convict. Like, if he's convicted, it's 26 years to life. However, he's going to see 6 years in prison, and his attorney states, I think it's a good resolution for both parties. Because there's a dead person involved. Like, this person's family has now lost someone because he was murdered.
One of those
and his attorney's like,
doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. And his attorney's like, I think this is a reasonable outcome for everyone involved. And it's just like, bro, the other guy's dead. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this guy's dead, and our other guy gets to go and just pump iron in a gym all day for 6 years. Like,
and then he's going to get out of prison and come after Noth with his flute sword.
Then I'll kill one of you and go to prison for 6 years, and then I'll get big. And then I'll kill him.
Oh, I mean, this is the U.S. justice system we're talking about. How does Ireland handle this situation? Could be very different.
Boys bring you around the back and you're done.
Yeah, how would you handle a Zord attack?
A sword attack?
No, Zord.
Oh, a Zord attack? Oh, with
a Z.
Call America for help.
We'd have to ring the lads in a very particular terrorist organization.
Oh no! All right, I'm gonna sandbag that, and we're gonna move on. So Noth, do you remember how I said that you were going to be very displeased at what we have planned for you. Well, here it is. Joe proposed to me a segment that we do every episode called Noth's Misinformation Mayhem, where I have selected 4 statements. One of them is true, however, they all sound like they could be true. And since you are the king of misinformation, you have to tell me which one is real and which ones are fake.
Oh, I don't like this.
Too bad. So I'm going to read there's only 4. I'm not going to be like 16 questions. Like, there is 1 question. There are 4 statements. You have to tell me which one is real. They all sound like they're real, but only one of them is actually real. The rest are lies. Or rather, misinformation.
Do they all sound like I would say them?
In coming up with the lies, I did my damnedest to make it like, what would Noth tell me at a party? If I was at a party with Noth, what would come out of his mouth? So,
did you know that if you pickpocket Salmon the Baker in Oblivion and put bread into his pockets, and then he goes to the bar and eats it, it crashes the game?
Yes, that is not misinformation. I also saw that Reddit thread.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
So, okay, here we go. This is, and Joe specifically asked me not to tell him the statements because he also wants to guess. So, hold any questions. I'm going to go through them, starting with number 1. Pizza, which was originally introduced to the U.S. from Italy, was actually originally introduced to Italy from Romania. Number 2, humans, as a species, have a level of bioluminescence. However, the amount of light we emit is so dim that our eyes cannot pick it up. Number 3, sandstorms can be caused by all kinds of weather phenomena, not just high winds, including earthquakes and even volcanic eruptions in some cases. And then 4, human tears contain a chemical that is addictive, but only to other people, not the person crying.
I mean, Cartman definitely licks people's tears.
That is true.
I'm almost positive I've heard that bioluminescence thing before.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
You guys are going to choose the bioluminescence question as the real one, or is it misinformation?
No, I think if I've heard it before, it has to be misinformation.
Okay, so Joe is so then what one's the real one, Noth?
Is it
pizza
one? I think it's the pizza one.
Pizza originally being introduced to Italy from Romania, and Joe says that humans are bioluminescent.
The Italians lie about everything. Come on, it has to be that.
The answer is Joe's correct. Humans are bioluminescent. Everything else was misinformation.
Do you know... Hold on, before you go on with it. The worst thing about this is that I've heard those 4 sentences, and even though I know that 3 of those are lies, because I'm going to get drunk at a party and my brain is going to be like trying to get things, I'm going to be like, hey, yo, did you know Italy didn't even exist pizza? It was Romania that
They didn't exist pizza?
Or invent pizza, sorry. Not exist. I always tell people Romanians are the true Italians. That would probably get me killed somewhere.
Do you? Do you actually? Do you actually always tell people that Romanians are the true Italians?
I feel like that could be a thing. I feel like that could be a thing, right?
So a side effect of this is that not only are we creating more misinformation, we are giving Noth ammunition for later parties that he can then spread it at. So realistically, this is a self-enclosed cycle where Noth spreads misinformation, we create more, and Noth spreads more.
Yep. Yep. This was a very terrible idea on both of your parts.
This was Joe's idea. I just thought it would be funny as hell. And I was not wrong.
The bioluminescence thing, that sounds weird because what's giving off bioluminescence in a human body?
I actually looked into this. Apparently, bioluminescence is a byproduct of metabolism. So anything that has
energy cells.
Anything that has a metabolism is partially bioluminescent. According to what I read, I could be spreading even more misinformation.
The only reason that I know what that is and how I know that energy cells, when being consumed, do create a small bit of bioluminescence is because of the video game series Parasite Eve.
I thought you were going to say something along
Parasite Eve.
I thought you were going to say something along the lines of the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
That's literally the fucking point of Parasite Eve. That is the whole point. The mitochondria awakens.
Okay, here we go. It is a side effect of our metabolisms. Human bioluminescence is, quote, the result of highly reactive free radicals produced through cell respiration interacting with free-floating lipids and proteins. Anyone in the comments who is a scientist, please feel free to put that at a 4th grade level for us to understand it. Thank you.
Again, the only reason I know that what some of that is, or most of that is because of Parasite Eve. I feel like Parasite Eve got slept on way too much.
They should remaster it and re-release it. I would play it.
Dude, here's the thing. They remastered, what, 6 Final Fantasy games back in like 2018 and then put them out on all the consoles. Just do that with the 2 Parasite Eve games. Maybe don't do it with Third Birthday.
I feel like not enough people know about Third Birthday.
Who owns the rights here? Oh, Square Enix. So Square Enix could put out Parasite Eve 1, 2, and 3 in a big bundle.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird that they haven't done anything with that IP though, because that's such a specifically good IP.
They have. They made JRPGs to the end of time for the PS2, so they probably have a lot that they could theoretically remaster and re-release.
Yeah, but I feel like Parasite Eve was so specifically a product of its time as well, because like they were coming off the tail end of Final Fantasy VIII, I think, was the first one. So they were like, hey, Resident Evil's being big at the minute as well. So then they just did Resident Evil Final Fantasy VIII. That's all it is, and it's just an amazing fucking game. Like a survival horror, but with RPG elements, just is crazy to me. And it was a really good story, like a genuinely good story.
I unfortunately, so like I had the PS2 during that generation, but I was a child, which meant that I had birthday and Christmas money, and I had to make that last all year. And there was no such thing as Game Pass. We had Blockbuster. Yeah. But that also cost money, so best of luck convincing your parents to buy you a rental. So I had pretty much just like a handful of games for most of that, and I was not
Grand
big
Theft
on...
Auto and...
Yeah, not all that.
Not even Grand Theft Auto. My parents would not allow my brother and I to play that. They thought it was too violent and too sexual and all that nonsense. They didn't want us playing it, and it's... I mean, looking back, that was a good call. That was a very good call.
Now.
Yeah. I forgot Mist was raised as a Mormon.
No.
Yeah.
I was not.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the
you're spreading more misinformation.
No. You were raised a Mormon in Arizona. No,
and
Utah.
then Rumspringa happened.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, were you just trying to remember which state is the Mormon state? It's Utah.
Do you know how I was trying to do it? By how many murder documentaries I've watched recently?
Hold on. I got a good story. So, the Arizona Coyotes, the NHL team, they didn't pay the rent on their stadium, so they got kicked out. So the state of Utah purchased them, and now it's the Utah Hockey Club for this year. They were going to do a vote on it, and they want them to be the internet wants them to be the Salt Lake City Soakers.
Oh my god.
That is hilarious.
Who was it? Wait, was it in CessPit? Who was it I was talking to about soaking or floating? Somebody was in CessPit the other day.
Probably Aaron.
I think it might have been Aaron, and I was like, "Hey, did you guys know what soaking is and floating is?" And then he was like, "Oh yeah, it's when blah blah." And I was like, "How did you know that? How did you know the Mormon practice of soaking?"
So anyway, I'm gonna sandbag that.
Why would you sandbag Mormon talk?
Why would I sandbag? Because I've left the church.
You were! You were!
No, I wasn't. That's misinformation.
No, that's not misinformation.
Or
That's
is it
true.
misinformation that I've left the church and I'm still a part of it?
Dude, Kingdom needs to watch out, because she's going to go missing in a desert at some stage soon.
Is that a... Oh, God, what's her name? You watch crime documentaries. What's her name? The lady who's been missing and locked up in the... Is it the Mormon church? No. Yes?
No, I was talking about, there was a guy who's a member of the Mormon church, and he had 2 kids with this lady, but he killed his wife and then put her in the boot of the, like, truck, drove with his kids out to, like, some trail or whatever, buried her body out in the middle of the desert somewhere, and then came home. He got blamed for it, obviously, but there was no proof, so he got let off with it. And then, like, a year later, he put his children in the house and then blew the house up with him inside it as well. One of the most insane stories ever. Like, it's crazy. Like, you watch the interrogation of one of the sons, and they're like, and who all went out camping with you? And he's like, well, Mommy was in the back of the car. And they're like, oh, fuck. You know, like, it's...
But that's, like, a child, though.
Yep.
Which means, like, you have to put an extra level of scrutiny on their testimony.
You can't say anything. And they were like, was Mommy saying anything? And he was like, no, she was sleeping the whole time in the back of the car. And it's like, oh... But again, you can't use it as proof for anything. And
yeah.
But yet, at the very end, he blew the fucking house up in front of a social worker. It's like, what? But yeah, he was a Mormon dude. And I think he did all that just because... I think divorce is looked down on very particularly in the Mormon church.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like, I think you're, like, not allowed to, like, go to church if you get divorced, or it's very, like, it's very looked down upon anyway, but then it's like, yeah, why is your next step murder the person, though? Because I'm pretty sure people will look down on that more.
By the way, it was Scientology that I was thinking of with the lady that's been missing for, like, a decade and a half.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I don't remember her name, but I just remembered that she was the one that was missing. And the church is like, she's fine, stop asking questions. Yeah, and it's like, that doesn't mean she's fine.
Yeah, she was the wife of, like, the founder in a particular state.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then they were like, didn't they, like, put, like, her, like, on a book or something? Like, and they were like, no, look, she's fine. She wrote this book. And everybody was like, did she, though?
I haven't heard of the book thing.
Yeah, there was something weird like that there. And it's like, they're like, trying their hardest to be like, no, look, she's alive. She just doesn't want to show up to the public events, even though, like, it's like, oh, God. Yeah,
she's probably not fine.
No, she is not fine. I was...
it's going to be a thing where, like, 30 years from now, like, the whole thing falls apart, and it's like, oh, she's been dead for, like, 40 years or some
yeah, people are going to start turning on people. We were watching a thing recently, and it was talking about Scientology, and it was... Do you remember that YouTube channel? Well, do you remember it? It's still a pretty big thing, but they're called Briel Skateboarding.
I can't say I've heard of them, though.
Very, very, very big YouTube channel, right? And it was started by, like, 4 friends, but what they ended up doing was you would, like, create a skateboard or, like, tell them a design for a skateboard, and then they would make it.
And it's just make a skateboard out of X, and then they try... I saw them on YouTube Shorts for a little while. Like, I saw the one where it's, like, make a skateboard out of glass, and then they did, and it shattered on the drop-in.
Okay, so, one of those 3 dudes, one of those 3 best friends, he... took all their money, he gave it all to Scientology, then he locked the profiles for, like, social media and shit, the YouTube channel, everything, and then deleted all of his own social media. And now the other guys are just, like, left in limbo. That's insane!
I mean, I feel like you kind of had to know something crazy was... Like, that's not just something that you decide to do overnight.
No.
And if you're, like, working with this person and you've been best friends with this person for years, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, they're X, but they're a good person. And then it's just overnight, it's like, all your money's gone, all your socials are gone, and it's just like,
Yeah, nuked everything. All money's gone to Scientology. Like, that's crazy to me.
I was
Then
wondering,
again-
like, literally just the other day, I was thinking, like, I haven't seen these guys in forever. I wonder if they're still making skateboards.
They are, but they're all sort of like doing it with their own stuff now and all. It's such a specifically weird situation to see, particularly with YouTubers, because you never really see YouTubers do that sort of stuff. You know, and it's just because isn't one of Scientology's things like sign everything over to them and then like alienate family and friends? It's like sort of like to lock you off so that you only rely on the church.
I believe so, and
Are
that's
we gonna
because
get killed by Scientology if we keep talking about this?
we might. You want to change gears?
I kind of want to change gears. I'm going to be honest. I don't really trust ourselves talking about Scientology.
I trust myself. I don't trust you.
I do not trust me whatsoever.
Okay, so we're gonna just very quickly put a cork in that so that we don't get killed by the Church of Scientology.
Don't end up on a missing poster somewhere.
So Noth, I put up a poll on the Discord, and I said, what do you guys want to hear us talk about? Specifically, you know, because we've done a little bit of geography, we've done like politics, we've done different like geography questions, and we very briefly touched on food. And that you might remember the whole rice debacle.
Yeah.
So the number one most requested topic on the Discord for people who wanted to, get some kind of info on what you're going to learn today was food. People want to hear about you learning where food comes from, how it's made, just like all that sorts of stuff. And I kind of went out of my way here to try and find interesting either historical or current information about certain foods. We can always come back to this in another episode if I find more and people want more. So we're going to go over a couple of things here. I've got 4. And I want you to choose one, and I want to just kind of see what you know about it already and see if we can go over it a bit more.
What did you type into Google? Did you type in fun food facts?
No, so I've talked about this before. I'll be like awake at 1 a.m. and a thought will cross my mind, and I'll be like, I want to know more about that, and then I just go on a deep dive, and next thing you know, it's 3:30 in the morning, and you're on your 16th page about like the French Revolution or something. Yeah, and it's like you started searching for like, why are eggs included in this recipe? And then the next thing you know, it's like, well, you see, historically, this was motivated by the egg shortage during the French Revolution. It's like, oh my God. So
it was like pizza. This isn't misinformation. This is true because I heard this the other day.
Oh, that doesn't make it true.
Oh yeah,
okay,
that's
go
true,
ahead.
actually. But pizza. The whole reason the pizza was made was because it was a way to use up all the final ingredients that you had, like leftover ingredients. So,
I
feel
like I've heard that too.
Yeah, you had a bunch of stuff, but then you didn't have like enough to put in like a full meal, or there was just bits and pieces everywhere. So you would just make pizza and then just put all the rest of the shit on it.
Yeah,
and that was how pizza came about. And I'm like, oh, that's
literally just cool. Dough with whatever's left over thrown on top.
Yeah. So then I'm looking at that at 1 a.m. and then 3 hours later I'm looking up the attack on Ruby Ridge. Like I don't know how I got here, but I got here somehow.
Joe has rejoined us just in time for the food segment. All right, so Noth, I've got 4 different foods here, and again, we can go over more at a later date if there's interest. We've got cranberries, spaghetti, lobster, and I'm probably going to butcher the name of the 4th one. Surstomming?
Oh, Surstomming, yeah.
So which one do you think is probably, because I do have some information for each one.
I know a lot about Surstomming, so give me some of the spaghetti.
Okay, so have you heard of, let me go ahead and find which tab this was in here.
It's just spaghetti policy.
I knew you were going to say it, you fucker!
Okay. So, are you familiar with the spaghetti tree hoax?
The spaghetti tree hoax?
Yes.
Is this misinformation created by Big Spaghetti to make people?
No,
think it's
this
real
is
trees?
misinformation created by the British government.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we don't trust them, so go ahead.
So, you know the BBC, they're like the news, and they run the...
Half the world, yeah.
They're like a big broadcast channel. They do documentaries and stuff, investigative reporting.
Is that what you
Also
think
has another
BBC
meaning?
stands for? Yeah, is that what you think BBC stands for? Big Broadcast Channel?
No, I said they are a big broadcast channel. They're the
And
British
it just happened to be BBC?
Misinformation.
What? Misinformation. Missed information.
So, they are effectively a news channel. You would not expect them to intentionally run, like, blatant false information. Or at least, in most cases.
No, I'm pretty sure I would. You ever heard of Jimmy Savile, Rolf Harris? Fucking...
I'm talking from the concept of, like, you turn on the news and you're not expecting the anchors to be like, the sky's turned purple and it's raining M&Ms. You know, like...
spaghetti trees everywhere!
Exactly. So, in other words, in 1957, the BBC ran a short documentary, because this is back before the majority of the general public knew how spaghetti came to be. And so people were like, how is spaghetti made? So the BBC ran a short April Fool's Day broadcast, which they did not specify was an April Fool's Day broadcast. They just ran it. About how spaghetti, keep in mind, cooked noodles, not the, like, stiff, uncooked stuff, but, like, the, swaying, cooked noodles are harvested from trees.
Anybody out there that can edit, by the way, really quickly edit Mist into one of the floppy arm men when he did that?
I'll do one of these, so if someone wants to put me on a wacky, waving, arm-flailing, inflatable tube man, they can.
Well, now that you've said that, though, how does spaghetti get made?
Okay.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know how pasta is made. Like, I don't know.
So, pasta is essentially a, I want to say it's a dough, but it's
Flour and eggs.
yeah, it's essentially flour, water, and eggs.
I thought it grew somewhere. I thought pasta grew somewhere.
Noth,
I mean,
Noth,
grains
please
and
tell me you
row,
don't think there's a fucking rotini tree somewhere.
No, I thought there was like a
Oh
baseline
man,
thing.
I had to mow my lawn the other day, but I had wagon wheels growing in my garden. I had to take care of that first.
I thought there was like a baseline pasta, and then everything like was derived from that or something. I'm actually fucking stupid. Of course, it's fucking bread.
It's a bread product. It's wheat, it's flour, water, and eggs all mixed together into a dough, and then it is pressed into a specific shape.
I don't think legally I can come back to do this.
We made a whole segment called Noth's Misinformation Mayhem. You're contractually obligated to come back to do this.
So how... No.
We're gonna have to change it to missed information.
Yeah. Move on to
Okay,
cranberries.
all right. We're moving on to cranberries. We're gonna stop the pasta segment right there.
I'm angry with myself.
I have a good pasta story.
What is it about your spaghetti policy?
No, it's not
Somebody's
about my spaghetti
spaghetti
policy. My spaghetti policy is BYOS.
Bring your own spaghetti.
Yes. So we had a long Yu-Gi-Oh tournament one day, and usually we go out to eat after, and we went to a Bertucci's. I don't know if Noth knows what that is, but I feel like you might.
Yes, I'm aware. It's
Okay,
a restaurant.
so-
It's an Italian restaurant.
So there's like 14 of us there in the Bertucci's or whatever, and then like the waitress like brings us over like our like to-go boxes or whatever.
How many Long Island iced teas have you had at this point, Joe?
Only one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The story isn't about me.
Okay.
So like I'm sitting next to my buddy Sal. He's a couple drinks deep or whatever. Didn't eat all day. Like had like 2-3 beers, and he is like pouring his food like in the thing or whatever, like to the left, like between us, instead of like on the table like a normal person would do. And then like he drops like his whole spaghetti like thing in my lap. And then like another one of our like buddies just like, he's like, "Sal, you fucking spilled your spaghetti on Joe," like super loud in the restaurant so everybody could hear it.
I feel like you've spilt your spaghetti on Joe is a specific T-shirt I want made.
Okay,
it's just Joe's little avatar.
If you promise to wear it on the next CessCast, give me your shipping address. I will have it printed and sent to you.
Oh, I'll get it, man. I got a little Joe guy covered in spaghetti.
We can have a CessCast store.
Maybe someday.
But it's just all memes about how you're Italian and love Long Island iced teas.
So, Noth, what do you know about cranberries? Because I'm fairly certain when I asked you in the Discord, your answer was, "What's a cranberry?"
So
and then you said that they were good for periods, which was also misinformation.
That's not misinformation. That's fucking real. Women take cranberries if they're on their period because it helps replace iron. I think it's iron it replaces on blood when a woman has a period. See, missed Joe. When a woman has a period,
you don't need to give us the sex ed rundown.
They lose blood, and so blood has iron in it. But cranberries and cranberry juice is full of iron. So you drink that, and it'll replace the iron that you've lost. So drinking cranberry juice and eating cranberries is really good for women who have their periods. That
was all misinformation.
Is that all a misinformation?
That's all misinformation. I literally just typed in cranberries for periods into Google, and Google highlighted a medical website at the top that says, and I quote, "There is no evidence that drinking cranberry juice helps for menstrual cramps." And keep in mind, there is zero mention of replacing lost iron.
Well, no, that bit was me just assuming.
So so that bit is you spreading misinformation.
Is everything I know a lie?
Yeah.
Noth, I am doing my darndest effort to try and right the ship here and get you to learn things that are the truth.
You know how many times I've said that jokingly to somebody who's drinking fucking cranberry juice? I'm like, what? You on your period? Because have you ever watched The Departed? That's when he says that. He says, "What, are you on your period or something?" Because he's drinking cranberry juice. So I was like, oh, okay. That makes sense.
That's a fictional movie.
Fuck you, Joe. I feel like I've extrapolated too much information from one sentence. Cranberries are fucking good for periods because they fucking replace iron and shit that you lose during your period. And that's all from one guy in a bar going, "What, are you on your period?" That's it. That's all that was said.
So what I will say is, to my knowledge, and actually now that I scroll down a little bit, according to several studies, there's studies that indicate that cranberry juice can help prevent UTIs. Do not raise your hands like you were right. You were not even in the same neighborhood.
The vagina is the same neighborhood as the vagina, right?
Yeah, you're talking about periods. Periods and UTIs are two very different things.
Yeah, men get those too.
Yeah, men can drink.
Don't get periods.
Men can drink cranberry juice to help with UTIs.
Just feel like you guys don't like anything I say.
So, aside from that, Noth, do you know how cranberries are grown and harvested?
Yes. In water.
Yep, that is correct. Well, they're harvested in water, yes.
Submerged, right?
Yep.
With the spiders.
We'll get to that in a second. The look on Noth's face.
We talked about this in the first episode.
Did we?
I don't think we did. I think I tried to, and then y'all kind of just segued away from it. So I'm glad that I finally get to bring it up.
We sound back missed success.
So cranberries are grown on a little scrub plant, like brush and whatnot, little bushes. They're grown in bogs, lowland, sunken fields that
Below water level?
when it is time to harvest, they flood the fields to create a cranberry bog, and they use a machine that detaches all the berries from the bushes so that they float to the top and then can just be scraped off the top of the water to be harvested. So,
What?
Yep. So here's the thing, though. There is a species of spider that really likes to live in cranberry bogs. It's almost a symbiotic relationship. I want to say they're like wolf spiders of some kind, but I'm not sure.
No, you didn't. You looked that up. You wanted to say the cranberry spider.
No. Let me see here. I'm going to see if I can find the exact kind of spiders. Let me see here. But there is a species of spider. Okay, they're just called bog spiders. So there is a species of spider that likes to live amongst these plants for any known reason. And, when it's time to harvest and the bog gets flooded, the spiders really don't want to drown. So one of the requirements for being a cranberry farmer is that you need to be okay being absolutely covered in spiders, because the spiders try to seek high ground to avoid being drowned, and part of harvesting the cranberries is putting on waders and going out into the bogs to push the big masses of cranberries into the harvester, and that makes you the high ground. So any spiders that are trying not to drown will climb all over you to not drown.
You want to know specifically how many parts of that story I didn't like? All of it. All of it. The whole thing.
So the next time that you're drinking some cranberry juice, just remember that the guy who was in charge of harvesting those berries was covered in spiders at the time.
That's actually kind of horrific. Now after this, I'm going to have to look up a video. I'm going to be like, cranberry harvesting.
Oh, I'll send one to you.
Just watch a man go, here's all my cranberries. I love
and there's just spiders all over him. So it's important to note, they're not harmful to humans. They don't want to bite or sting or anything like that. They just don't want to die.
Yeah. That's specifically weird.
Nature's weird, dude. I guarantee you, if we come back to this, I will do my best to find more weird stuff like that. Just wait until we cover bird's nest soup.
What?
Oh, Joe doesn't know about bird's nest soup.
Joe, watch this be a thing that doesn't actually exist, and it only exists in Mist's family, and it's when his mom, when he was younger, would be like, come on, son, come on, little Mist, we're going out to make bird's nest soup, and she would just grab bird's nests and crush them all up and then feed them to Mist. Please, Mummy, please, the bird nest.
Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and segue. I'll tell you guys all about bird's nest soup. So I just typed in bird's nest soup into Google, and I will read this. Bird's nest soup is one of the most famous but also most controversial dishes in Chinese cuisine, with people being willing to spend small fortunes on it. It's made with, let's see here. Bird's nest soup is a literal recipe title. The soup is made from real bird's nest. But if you're thinking of a stick nest, they go and harvest little bits of trees and plants to make their nest, it's not that. There is a species of bird that lives in caves, and it builds its nest with saliva. So imagine little half cups that are attached to cave walls that the birds just put layers of saliva back and forth to build as a nest. And people
that he's done.
And people eat those.
That is one of the fucking vilest things I've ever heard. Imagine looking at a bird spitting up and making a nest, and you're like, you know what, mate? I'll fucking eat that. I'll be fucking having that.
And keep in mind, that's just something that I know of offhand. I guarantee you I'll find some more weird shit if I do some digging.
I thought you were gonna, when you were like, oh, it's not the twigs nest and stuff, I thought you were gonna say oh, it's the nest. You know the way there's some species of birds.
I thought it was the eggs.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, I thought it was going to be the eggs as well. But do you know the way there's some species of birds that use, like, long leaves of, like, grass?
Yeah.
And, like, intertwine it. I thought maybe it was going to be that, and maybe the grass is edible as well, so you just take it all, maybe boil it up or something. But what you said was 10 times worse than that.
Bird spit.
And I didn't like any of it. Man, I feel like this friendship has only given me negative... Like, there's never been a net positive of this friendship.
What are you talking about? There's been plenty of positives. On
Joe,
my end.
being friends with Joe has given me nothing but net positives. Ever since I've been with you, Mist, it's been, hey, did you know you can eat bird spit?
But you know what, Noth? Now you have something to tell at parties that isn't misinformation.
Yeah, but here's the thing, my brain will forget half of that, and I'll be like, hey, did you know the Chinese people, like, spit inside birds' mouths and then cook them? Like, that's the way my brain works. It takes the real thing, and then I think it jumbles.
Noth, I beg you, please just use Google. Just once.
No, where's the fun in that? Dude, you didn't have Google back in the 80s.
Oh my
You just
goodness.
lied at parties without knowing it. Bring that back.
Anyway, I'll go to my last food item that I had come up with.
There's two. There's lobster and...
Surstomming?
Oh, no. Aye, Surstomming.
I figured we would skip it since you know all about it.
Oh, well, Joe doesn't. Joe's an idiot.
I do not know what that is.
Oh,
Oh,
by the way, before you go on with it here, actually, Joe, do you want to know something about Mafia 2?
Sure.
It made me hate you.
Why?
Because the guy that you're with at all times doing the jobs is called Joe.
Yep.
And you see, every time I'm driving and Joe's in the car, dude, I'm talking like machine gun delivery. He'll be like, what is this, the Indianapolis 500? Whoa, there was a red light there. What is this, the fucking NASCAR? Hey, what is
So because
this,
one person named Joe is being annoying to you, all
And
Joes
the
are
most
annoying?
fucker on the planet. And then the amount of times where your main character goes, come on, Joe, leave me alone. I'm like, yeah, Joe, leave me alone, you fuck. And then, like, I went to sleep earlier on, and then I woke up, and I was like, fucking CoolKid Joe fucking telling me not to fucking drive fast, motherfucker. Because you're the only Joe I know, so it's just one of those things, I'm sorry. Joe's not a name over here. It's Joseph.
I mean, that's my government name.
Your real name isn't Joe?
Joe is shortened, yeah.
CoolKid Joseph? Oh, that sounds way worse. I like CoolKid Joseph. CoolKid Joseph sounds like the kid in your class. Hey everybody, my name's CoolKid Joseph.
Does he sound like that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
My mom and dad are Mormons from Utah.
Why does that sound like Nelson from The Simpsons if he wasn't a bully?
You can't bring everything back to The Simpsons.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
No. The amount of times where Mist will be talking about something and they'll bring it back to The Simpsons or reply with a Simpsons gif or something, I'm like,
It's everything.
But is Simpsons the only thing Mist was allowed to watch growing up in his Mormon
No,
context?
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons either. They thought it was stupid.
Well, I mean, it is kind of stupid.
And here's the thing, I don't even like The Simpsons, to be honest. It's just like, it's one of those shows where if I see it on TV, I'm like, this is kind of boring. I don't really like it.
I mean, if it was on TV, I would keep it on in the background, say, or something, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But I feel like you can't, like, disparage it or whatever because of its, like, cultural impact and importance.
I'm not saying it's like a bad show. I'm just saying it's not for me.
I know.
Is
But
it
like,
over or is it still going?
It's still going.
it's still going.
I'll look it
My
up.
Graining is still alive.
How much money do you think The Simpsons has made? Because would you assume it's up there with Marvel money?
Matt Groening is still alive. He's 70 years old. No, it has not made
no.
Marvel movie. Or Marvel money.
It's not
Absolutely
been a Marvel movie.
It's not been a
No,
Marvel
because-
movie either.
No, because it's just advertising revenue on TV, depending on how many
Yeah.
people watch it, and there's like one movie.
Do you know what I was thinking of there? I was thinking, but Simpsons merch, and then I just realized that there are kids on the planet now who have known nothing but Marvel merch.
Yeah.
Like since the first Iron Man came out in 2006 or whatever.
I mean, bro, there's like a dozen plus Marvel games or whatever on like 360
Yeah,
and the Xbox
no,
One.
no,
and
I
there's
know,
one Simpsons game.
Yeah, I realized how silly I was being when I said that, but like, it is weird that there is kids alive now who are 16, 17 who have grown up and the only thing they've known is Marvel.
I mean, the movie has Spider-Pig in it.
What movie? Oh, the Simpsons movie. Sorry, I was like, what Marvel movie is that? Wait, did Doctor Strange have Spider-Pig in it or something? Didn't one of the movies have Spider-Pig or a reference?
No, Spider-Pig is in the Simpsons.
Oh, you mean? Oh no,
No Way Home.
I'm sorry. You're thinking of Into and Across the Spider-Verse, and you are thinking of Spider-Ham, voiced by John Mulaney.
Voiced by who?
John Mulaney. He's a comedian.
Oh, from Big Mouth.
I have not seen Big Mouth, but maybe.
He's a
yes, John Mulaney, the voice of Andrew.
I have to say, Big Mouth, not a funny show, but John Mulaney and is it Nick Knowles? Is the other guy?
Nick Kroll.
Nick Kroll. Two of the funniest fucking dudes ever. But that Big Mouth show is...
Nick Kroll is on The League. You need to watch that.
Oh, is The League the one about where the American show where like they all run a fantasy football?
Yes, but like the insults in it are like top tier.
No, I've seen like clips of it from stuff, and I'm like, ooh, I need to watch that. It's like, I feel like this is something else which is kind of cool about like America being so big and having so much like media, is there's stuff that is like specifically garnered towards me and my comedy tastes, like. That Canadian show, I never would have heard about it unless Martel had posted about it in CessPit, that Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Still never seen it.
One of the funniest fucking shows I've ever watched, and I would have never seen that, because it's just some random Canadian comedy. That's not going to get advertised over here, do you know what I mean? Which is interesting because it has such big Irish roots as well in the show. I need to watch The League, and then there's another one that's like that where like I think they own like a pub or something. Not Always Sunny. It's like a sports bar, I think. They own
Cheers?
A sports bar.
No.
Cheers?
Well, no, not Cheers. It's like a sports bar. And I think is it called Barstool or something?
There's Barstool Sports, but
Is that what it is?
well, no, it's not like it's like a media company.
Oh, then no. There's some show I've seen a couple of clips of it. I watched that new one with Roseanne, Disjointed, where she owns the weed shop.
I just watched Tires recently.
What's Tires?
It's got what's his name in it? Hold on, I gotta look it up. The comedian Shane Gillis.
Oh, yeah. I like Shane Gillis. I think he's funny. Is that the one... Is there a clip of that I think I saw where he's, like, asking a bunch of girls to get into a cargo container?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What show is this?
It's called Tires. It's on Netflix. It's got one season. It's only 6 episodes, and they're a half hour each.
Yeah, he's like, girls, just get into the cargo container. And they're like, we're not getting into the cargo container. And then there's a guy in the background. He's like, hey, you guys trying to get those girls to go into a cargo container?
Oh, boy. I'm going to have to check this out if Shane Gillis is on it. He's funny.
I feel like Shane Gillis came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it turns out that he was on SNL for a while, and then they fired him because like his jokes were like too much.
So he's talked about this. He was kind of an up-and-coming comedian. He got his start on SNL. He was going to be like the next big SNL comedian actor. And then the head producer of SNL saw some of the like comedy shows that he had done, and by his own admission, probably not the best jokes that he told. He told some real spicy jokes, and he's like, honestly, I fucked myself there. So
he's been doing that Kill Tony show or whatever, where he's been dressing up as Donald Trump.
Yeah,
they just did a special. Yeah,
Dr. Phil.
Yeah, they have. What was it? One of them's dressed up as Joe Biden. One of them's dressed up as Donald Trump. One of them's dressed up as Dr. Phil. I don't think they've had any other impersonations on it, but I've seen it and it's actually kind of funny.
I like that Kill Tony dude, Tony Hinchcliffe, I think his name is. I saw a thing where like they were like he was doing one of them, you know, the roasts.
Yeah, the Tom Brady one.
Yeah, there's the Tom Brady one, and they were like, okay, Tony, it's live. Do not like make the jokes that you made in rehearsal or whatever, because they were like, because that's not okay, blah blah blah. And he was like, oh okay. And he walked out, and the first thing he did was he did all the jokes from the rehearsals, because he was like, what are they gonna do? Cut the live feed off? And he said some of the worst shit ever. I was like, oh
gracious.
He was like, yo, you got one chance to do it, you may as well go for it. He makes jokes about like Tom Brady's friend who was like killed himself like a week before the show.
Oh, that was years ago.
My God.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, oh yeah, it's good to see you hanging around, just like your friend Joseph, whatever was going.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. And then partly before the show, they were like, don't do that, Tony. And he was like, I'm doing it anyway.
Oh my God.
No.
Holy shit. All right. Well,
Nikki Glazer cooked during that too.
Yeah. I like them comedy roasts. I think they're genuinely funny things.
My favorite one, the like where they had like Peyton Manning up or like there or whatever, and Pete Davidson did like Sloth from the Goonies.
Oh yeah. I think people need to study Pete Davidson because he's just a funny guy, but he looks like a meth gremlin. So how did he pull Kim Kardashian, Ariana Grande, all like within a year?
So,
is there an XY scale for this? Like, is this the crazy up scale?
That's how the dick distribution system works.
So I can't speak to how he's so popular with the ladies. I think a lot of people can infer how he's popular with the ladies.
That's what I said. Picture of his dick. You saw a picture of his dick missed.
So I saw him actually do a funny stand-up bit. He's talking about how like his relationship with Ariana Grande did not end amicably, apparently, and as a direct result, she was like shit-talking him and whatnot in interviews, and so he's doing a bit, and he's just like, yeah, you know. People ask me like, you know, oh, how can you do jokes about your ex and yada yada, and it's just like, so it's just like, oh, you know, if I'm complaining about my ex, I'm doing it in private amongst friends and whatnot, and everyone's like, oh, that's terrible, you can't do that, and he's just like, oh, really? She was, you know, talking shit. He's like, put her on blast for talking shit about him, and they're like, how can you do that? That was probably in the privacy of her own home amongst trusted people. Oh no, it was the cover of like GQ magazine. Sorry, yeah, it was the cover of Vogue magazine. And he's like, so fucking excuse me if I'm just a little bit pissed off about that.
They don't really compare. I like Pete Davidson. I think he's a funny dude, and I like everything that he does. Basically, I would be like a Pete Davidson glazer. But again, I feel like he came out of nowhere. But then obviously it turns out he was big on SNL.
Did you like that movie that he was in with Bill Burr?
He was in a movie?
King of Staten Island.
Yes.
It was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Because it's like half real, half like not real.
Yeah, and it's like about his redemption.
Yeah, Action Bronson's in it as well.
Oh god, he's in the GameStop movie?
Oh yeah.
There's a what movie coming out?
It's already out.
Yeah, like it wasn't like a big AAA wide release, but it was like some
I saw it in theaters.
Oh god, why? Why would you pay to see that trash?
I went on a date and it was the only movie that was playing that was like interesting.
Okay, cause what? Fucking Spider-Man 16 wasn't playing. What the hell? Why would you choose that over like? There was definitely a Marvel movie in there, Joe.
Bro, there was a big drought of Marvel movies.
Oh man, in 2003, yeah.
I think it came out in like 2022.
It came out in 2023 and marked, actually, funny enough, Pete Davidson was in a Marvel movie of the same year.
What Marvel movie was he in?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. He was in that, apparently. I don't know why.
Because he was in Suicide Squad as well.
The good one or the bad one?
The good one.
He dies in the first like 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's he's the guy who sold out the Suicide Squad to the soldiers that they're landing on the beach for, and he's like, "Hey guys, it's me. It's okay. I'm the one that tipped you off," and then they just blow him away.
The top of his head just fucking explodes.
But no, so, oh my god, he's been in a lot. First off, there was an MGK movie, and he was in it. I don't know why.
Right. Him and MGK are best friends. IRL. So.
Let's see, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Fast X, Rise of the Beasts, Transformers. He was in all of these. Why? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he's the really funny guy in fucking Transformers. That really funny robot. Okay. No, he's good in Transformers.
I didn't see Rise of the Beasts because I hate what they've done to Transformers in movies.
Oh, I gotta be in the minority here then. I kind of like the Transformers movies.
So, hang on. I don't like what they've done to the Transformers, but my god, those are fantastic movies to just shut your brain off.
Yep.
Just like, big robot, fight another big like...
Explosion.
I hate there's
noise.
There's so much like lore behind the Transformers, and they have great stories and whatnot, and then the movies are just like smash the Transformer toys, and it's just like, okay, I'm in for that, but like you could have done such a better job here. He's the voice of Mirage in that
Mirage.
movie.
Okay.
Which one was Mirage? Let me see here. The blue one? I'm trying to figure out what car he turns into.
The blue one in Transformers.
Oh, Mirage is a character created for the movies. He transforms into a Porsche 964 RS.
Oh, he was made for the movie. Yeah, hold on, Transformers has so much.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They made Transformers for the movies, despite the fact that they have 40 years of characters to pull from. Mirage is a character made for the movies, voiced by Pete Davidson, and was inspired by the Generation 1 Mirage character and Jazz and Hound. So the Mirage in the movies is not the one from G1, and it has inspiration drawn from 3 separate characters.
Okay, that's
which is just
one.
like, why not just use the Mirage from the show?
Yeah, I like them Transformers movies because I feel like it's fun every time a new Transformer comes on screen and you get to see what they're turning into or what they're turning out of. So like, there was the one where like that big fucking plane comes down and it's like,
and he transforms mid-air and
and
fantastic.
You're just seeing all these moving parts, and he's like knocking through a building, and then he'll stand up or whatever, and you're like, fuck, this is cool. It's so dumb. It is so unbelievably stupid, but I will still watch this because it's fun.
Like that one scene with the Constructabots all forming the giant monster.
Devastator!
And there's the guy sitting under the Devastator, and he's like, call in an airstrike on me. I'm directly below the monster's testicles.
And it's the big racket
and it's just like
knocking off each
it's
other.
just like, again, it's just like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have, like, you did, and my like childish brain at the back of my head is like but like, come on, man. Like,
yeah.
Is that pile of games behind you all the same game?
That was on episode 1, Joe.
Yeah, that.
Well, it was in a box, I thought.
No, he has a separate box full of Japanese games that he showed.
My Japanese games down here.
This segment's going to be named Joe Recaps Episode 1.
Yeah, Joe forgets Episode 1. That's all. Well, that's most of the Anarchy Reigns.
I thought you had a bunch of Brinks, too.
Yeah, they're all in the fucking living room because it's dumb.
I changed my setup for you guys.
I like the Indivisible thing.
Thank you.
I do not like the Invader Zim thing. Because
I've never watched Invader Zim.
I've never watched Invader Zim, but every like girl who I talk to who thinks they're quirky and weird goes, "Oh my god, have you ever seen like Invader Zim? It's like so kooky." Yeah, you're making me not want to watch it, bitch.
Pause, wait, because I see the look on Joe's face. He just caught that too. Please explain the phrase, "it's so cookie."
It's cookie.
I think he meant kooky.
Cookie.
Oh, okay.
Are you fuckers really gonna jump me on a K sounding like a C? Really? Is that what's gonna happen here?
No, it's just, I thought you said cookie like, I thought you said cookie as in biscuit.
It is cookie.
Controversy.
No. This is like you guys. Listen, you guys don't spell stuff with U's because yous were too broke to play by the letter in newspapers in the fucking 1800s. That's why yous don't have U's. That's not a misinformation. It might be misinformation.
I'll Google it. I'll look it up. Hang on a second.
Actually correct on that.
It's fucking 2 for 2 on the show, baby. The redemption arc.
There's like certain words that we spell differently that they spell differently because like they used to charge newspapers used to charge by the letter.
See, Mist, hang around with me and you'll get smarter every day. You may spread
one.
You'll get smarter every day. You may spread more misinformation, but there will be more brain cells.
Color, honor. That's it. That's all I know.
Do you want me to cycle this out then?
No. What is it? I've never actually watched Invader Zim.
It's Zim and Gur.
Zim and Gur. Oh, Hot Topic. Is Hot Topic still exist?
Yes.
I get to fact check both of you on this, and not just Noth, because Snopes has a fact check article about, specifically I clicked on it because I couldn't find anything about the letter U, but it's entitled, "Why is it cancelled," with 2 L's, in the UK, but cancelled with 1 L in the US.
That's because we gave them an extra L in the Revolutionary War.
Let's go! Take this L. So the claim is that the claim is that Americans eliminated unnecessary letters from British spelling such as cancelled or color because U.S. newspapers charged by the letter. This is false.
Oh.
Why were you getting excited? I said I get to fact check both of you on this.
Oh yeah,
I learned that in school.
What'd you think, Joe? You're over here like, yeah, Joe. Yeah, you're wrong about that thing that I also agreed with you on.
Yeah, fuck you, Joe. If I want to travel fast in Mafia 2, I will, you bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find, like, why there was... Oh, and literally there is a screen cap of a Facebook meme from 2018 asking why is it canceled in the UK and canceled in America, and the top comment is because we gave you that L in 1776.
So they are just straight up saying, yeah, that's a lie. That's not real at all.
Yes, I'm trying to find where... Okay, here we go. What we found, on the contrary, is that newspapers in America typically charged advertisers according to the amount of space that their ad took up. This was true from the very earliest days of the press in colonial America. Let's see here.
Whoa, well done. You pronounced colonial correctly.
Is there another way to pronounce colonial?
Colonel? No, I'm joking. Because it's colonel. Yeah, it's because it's funny looking. Just shut up. Just go on.
Colonel, not colon. Okay. Please tell me you weren't serious. I'm going to give you this one chance. All right.
Yes.
Goodness gracious. All right. Let's see here. I'm trying to find like the specific source where it talks about like the letters. I think it's mostly here we go. You can lay blame for this offense on Noah Webster, an American lexicologist of the 18th and 19th centuries who wrote and published the first American dictionary.
Yeah, I was going to say Webster's dictionary. That's
Webster advocated for far-reaching reforms in written American English, saying, quote, "Let us seize the present moment and establish a national language as well as a national government." Not all of his dreams for American English took hold, but enough of them did to make the first rip in a tradition that eventually tore apart to become Two nations divided by a common language. So the guy who invented the American dictionary is the reason why we spell it differently, because he didn't like the English spellings.
Yeah, he didn't like the English spell. That's interesting. That's interesting that it comes down to just a guy being like, I don't like how that's spelled, but
No one man should have all that power.
I'm the one writing the dictionary, so I'm going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, that's quite literally the reasoning, is he decided no more double L's, no more U's after O's, they're over, we're canceling them.
Hold on, give him that power. Actually, because could I just write a dictionary right now with everything in it and then just spell things incorrectly and then go, hey, by the way, this is the dictionary now?
Sure, why not?
Because
you just have to get enough people to agree with you and then it becomes fact. Because technically, that's how the dictionary works, is it not?
I mean, I guess, but who was agreeing with him back then? Who was like, you know what, Webster's onto something
Wasn't
here?
one, so, I mean, if you're the first one to write something, then it's fact.
Yeah, what's that saying?
History is written by the victors.
But yeah, that's it. That was
in this case, quite literally.
Yeah, Victor Webster.
Interesting. So I actually didn't know that it was Webster that was responsible for that. So we all learned something. You're welcome, viewers.
You're welcome, Joe. You idiot.
So let me see here.
You got to tell them about Surstomming and why you have to open it underwater.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about the opening underwater aspect of it. So we're going to go back to Surstomming now, or I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce it properly, because Wikipedia has like the thing in parentheses that says pronounced this. I'm fairly certain that the Swedish invented that letter. Because it is a letter U with a line through the middle and a little up arrow over it. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry for any Swedish viewers we have. I'm not even going to attempt to disgrace your language by pronouncing it.
Oh, God, yeah. What is that? What is that letter?
So, Joe, Surstomming is fermented herring, like the fish.
That's an O with an umlaut over it.
Nope.
No, it's a U with not an umlaut. It's like a little arrow and a line through it.
It is a letter.
But yeah, he is correct. Surstomming, the O has an umlaut over it.
Oh yeah. Sorry. We were talking about the actual
that's how it shows up on my phone.
No. We're talking about on Wikipedia.
Yeah, we're talking about the Swedish pronunciation. Sorry. Yeah. So Baltic herring is fermented.
On here. He's almost there, right?
He's Belgian, you idiot.
Same thing.
No, they're not even close.
Not even remotely the same thing.
I'm in between both of them. I'm like fucking. He's beside Germany.
Oh my God. Joe's spreading misinformation now.
Yeah. Joe's like Sweden. Yeah, beside France.
Are we gonna have to
the
do
Icelandic place?
Are we gonna have to do like a geography quiz
thing with Joe? Yeah, Joe's gonna look at like the world map and he's going.
We can call the segment Geography.
Oh, Joe's gonna be like, "There's where I'm from, America," and then it's like, "What's over here, Joe?" And then it'll be like Australia.
That's England.
That's Little America.
That's America with two L's.
I'm fairly certain there is a Little America. Right?
Yeah, it's probably a town in, like, Baltimore.
No, like, hang on a second. Oh, God, what's it called?
Don't you be doing a me and going off tangent, mess.
I'm gonna have to go off tangent. Liberia.
What?
Yeah.
There's a Little American Liberia is Middle East, right? Egypt area?
Try again.
Liberia.
I think it's a pissant-sized country in Europe, isn't it?
No and no.
Oh. Liberia.
Who's closer?
Noth. Not by much, but Noth. Noth is closer by saying Middle East or Egypt.
Is it North America? Africa?
Do you know where the Horn of Africa is?
Oh, yeah.
It is the
very,
opposite
very
side
bottom.
of the country. No, that's the
Yeah.
Cape of Africa.
Oh, well.
Guys, please, I'm begging you, 1 a.m. Wikipedia deep dive. Like, that's all I need you to do, just to learn something.
Bro,
I thought the Horn of Africa was where they, like, cut the little bit out of the Africa so that they could swim through it. Or is that the Panama Canal?
That's
They cut,
the Panama Canal.
That is the Panama
It's so
Canal.
you don't have to go all the way around South America.
Yeah. So technically I was right.
No, because you said Africa.
Oh, yeah, no, I said Africa. Yeah, never mind.
Oh, no. We've gone completely off the rails. No,
I mean, they kind of put together like a puzzle. That's like East South America.
So I am going to... So here's the thing. Liberia is on the part of the side of Africa that is closest to South America.
See? And remember when it was Pangea and they were connected?
Do not try to use Pangea as an excuse to get Panama Canal correct.
No. It's East South America.
Yeah, it's East South America. So we were right, Mist, and it's you spreading misinformation.
Not even remotely true. Anyway, so...
Joe, this bitch doesn't even know about Pangea.
So I'm going to... I remember hearing that, like, Liberia was created by people who wanted to, like, model it off of the United States. That might be bullshit as well, but I'm trying to
Maybe
bring
they
it
wanted
up
libraries.
Mist, it was created
No,
by
it's-
Earth and Mother Nature.
God, Noth. No, Liberia is meant to be, like, of liberty. Like, Liberia, liberty, that kind of thing. That's where the
Liberty's
name...
nuts.
The official motto of the country is the love of liberty brought us here, and their flag kind of looks like Texas.
No, I feel like it's just the way that Joe says he's going to the library. I'll go to the Liberia.
Not to mention, the capital of Liberia is called Monrovia, and I'm fairly certain that's named after James Monroe.
Named after who?
U.S. It is. Monrovia, the capital of Liberia, is named in honor of U.S. President James Monroe.
Oh my god. Wait, is he the one that was in a wheelchair? Or is he the peanut farmer?
No. The one in the wheelchair, I believe,
Was Roosevelt?
Eisenhower.
what is Roosevelt.
Oh.
And the peanut farmer is Jimmy Carter, who is still alive today.
Jimmy Carter, my peanuts are bad. My penis is wet sour.
No, James
He was
Monroe,
about to die like 2 months ago.
he's in hospice care.
For 2 months, and he's like 100.
It's so hospice care just means that he's not going to get better, but there's no like designated time frame.
He ain't getting better. He's like literally a century. He's got 3 digits in his age.
Hold on. How did you know who I was talking about when I said the peanut farmer?
Because he was a peanut farmer. That's his whole shtick. He gave up his...
because he builds houses for like homeless people.
No, that's after his presidency. He was known because he was a peanut farmer before he was president. And then after he became president, he gave up his farms so that there wouldn't be any like conflict of interest.
That is so funny to me. I thought that was just a piece of funny random information I knew, but you were like, nope, Jimmy Carter.
No, it's a big deal when it comes to that is
I didn't know that.
him being a peanut farmer is a core piece of Jimmy Carter lore.
Oh, that's amazing. And then which one was Eisenhower then?
He is 99 years old, Joe, and he was born October 1st. So if he lives 2 months to today, he will be the first president to ever hit 100 years old.
Oh, wow.
He's gonna make it like 2 weeks shy, like Betty White.
Oh, yeah.
So what did you say? Which was the?
Eisenhower. Who was the president whenever World War II was happening?
I believe that was Eisenhower.
Eisenhower doesn't seem like an
That was
American name.
Roosevelt.
No, sorry, my bad. Eisenhower was a general, maybe. This is like history that I've not read about in years. The president during World War II was Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh, Roosevelt. Okay, that's weird.
32nd president from 1933 until his death in 1945. Wait.
He died while in office, didn't he? I feel like we should know this.
He was in office 1933 to 1945. Let me see here. Did he? I believe he died in office.
Is he the only president to die in office?
No, there's been a few.
Abe Lincoln.
Yes, he won.
JFK. Oh my God.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt won re-election in 1944, but then died in 1945 because of his very poor physical health.
Oh, okay. He probably should have owned a peanut farm.
Joker's getting there too.
Yeah.
But no, we've had quite a few presidents die in office.
I think Biden's dead. I think he's been dead for about a week or so, and they're just waiting to like release it or something.
You know, he just did like a newscast last night, right?
Then never mind.
Was it pre-recorded like the other one?
Because I was gonna say, because like he broke up with America.
You guys are making me do so much Googling.
No. That like you remember when he had COVID or whatever, and then like he like did that press release at like 8 o'clock at night or 8:10?
The recording of the live news conference was just uploaded to YouTube 7 hours ago.
Oh.
So it was like yesterday.
When he did that one like a week and a half ago or whatever on like the Wednesday or like
that's
maybe
why,
it was like 2 weeks
that's
ago.
That's why I was thinking
it was pre-recorded because he was like his speech was like perfect and like Reddit found out that his watch said 6:07 but like the time was 8:10.
So here's the thing too. WhiteHouse.gov says that there's literally going to be an event where President Biden and VP Harris greet Americans freed from Russia tonight at 11:30, like in person.
Cares. That's past his bedtime.
No, I'm saying I'm saying that it's just like Noth's just like I don't think he's alive. It's like he's literally going to be meeting people tonight.
Okay,
but I do have a list of presidents that died in office here.
We're gonna watch this thing. It's gonna be Biden moving like this. And
Are you saying they're going? Are you saying they're going to Weekend at Bernie's the president?
Yes. And you're going to be like, nope, he's alive.
Why are you moving like Robot Man from Eurotrip?
Why is Eurotrip the movie that you went to fucking compare that?
You're going like this.
So like the robot in every movie ever, and you go with Eurotrip?
Yeah, I mean, the fight scene in that was funny.
At least Mist went fucking Weekend at Bernie's. When he's on the little...
I like Eurotrip. Scotty doesn't know.
There have been 8 U.S. There have been 8 U.S. presidents to die in office.
JFK, Abraham Lincoln, Roosevelt. No, yeah, Roosevelt. James Howard Jones.
Say that name again.
James Howard Jones.
James
Howard Jones.
I don't even know what you're referring to.
There's a president with a triple barrel name, Henry Hoover.
Herbert Hoover?
Henry Herbert Hoover? How did you get James something Jones from...
Fuck up, Joe knew what I was talking about.
No, Joe knew what you're talking about when you said it's a triple letter name and it starts with something not what I just said.
God forbid! I don't know American history. I don't know American practices. The only thing I know is that the CIA had to check Monica Lewinsky's dress.
You got 2 of them correct. Abraham Lincoln and JFK are on the list.
And Eisenhower, or Roosevelt, you just said.
Yes, sorry, and Roosevelt, my bad. I'm sorry, I was so distracted by the James Jones thing. So the ones that you did not get, William Harrison, 1840... 1840. No, Taft didn't die in office, but he was too fat that he couldn't get out of a bathtub.
Wasn't he triple barreled as well? Wasn't he William Howard Taft?
No, J.
Edgar Hoover, were you gonna say?
No.
I've lost the plot entirely.
Edgar Allan Poe died in office.
He was not a president.
Please tell me you're not being serious with that one.
No. Okay. Just checking to see if Joe was paying attention.
I'm listening.
My telltale heart.
Let's see here. Harrison died. Was this the guy who died eating cherries?
What?
Yeah, we had a president die because they ate just like an entire bowl full of cherries.
What if the cherries were sent over by Russia during the Cold War? Could have been.
I don't think those two events happened even within close distance of each other.
The more colder war back in the 1800s.
Oh dear. Okay, so William Harrison, basically I think he had pneumonia and then they tried to treat it with bloodletting.
I thought you were going to say they tried to treat it with raspberries. Or cherries, whatever it was you said.
No, so William Harrison, there was a torrential downpour. He was caught in it without cover. He got sick. Symptoms grew worse. They tried treating it with bloodletting, and then he died at 68. Zachary Taylor.
Zachary Taylor Thomas. That's who I was thinking of as well.
Isn't he an actor?
Oh, yeah. No, he's in Home Improvement. Sorry.
I love it whenever we cover U.S. history. It's always a banger.
Yeah, Zachary Taylor. There's Zachary Taylor, the president, and then Zachary Taylor Thomas.
Yes, it was President Zachary Taylor was known to have consumed copious amounts of ice water, cold milk, green apples, and cherries on July 4th, 1850. After attending the celebrations and laying the cornerstone of the Washington Monument, that evening he became severely ill with an unknown digestive ailment and basically died that night.
Communists did it.
What was it? Was it cherries that did it? Like, is that?
No. So here's the thing, because he essentially just like he was fine that day, ate like a ton of food, like an insane amount of fruit, and then was just dead that night. And so it was like a major mystery, like what the hell happened to Zachary Taylor?
Zachary Taylor Thomas just became a giant starburst.
So rumors did circulate that he had been poisoned. There were various conspiracy theories. So his cause of death was definitively established in 1991 when his remains were exhumed and an autopsy was conducted. There was no poisoning. Because arsenic levels, which was the poison used at the time, were too low. He had contracted cholera morbus, or acute gastroenteritis. So basically, what do you normally do before you eat fruit? A lot of the time you wash it, right?
Oh.
Did they have adequate, like...
Yeah.
They didn't have adequate health and safety standards for water back then. He caught it because Washington had open sewers and his food and drink may have been washed with contaminated water.
With poop.
He basically ate fruit that had been contaminated with poop water.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He did what Mitch does on the weekends. He had a poop cherry.
What?
We know the clubs you go to, Mist.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
where did this come from?
Oh, I'm on the podcast. I'll pretend I don't know what they're talking about.
Noth once again spreading more misinformation.
Misinformation? I'm spreading myths?
Anyway, next on the list is Abraham Lincoln. We all know what happened there.
How did he die?
Really?
Go on, continue.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway.
He was a vampire hunter after that.
James Garfield was next, and he was assassinated.
Wait, Garfield was assassinated? I didn't know that.
James
There were
Garfield.
4 presidents that were assassinated.
He was shot by Charles Guiteau at 9:30, less than 4 months into his presidency. He then died 11 weeks later from complications of the assassination attempt.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so basically, imagine it's 1881 and you're like, all right, we have a new president. 4 months later, okay, we have a new president. Awful.
That's bad though as well, because can you imagine a gunshot back then? You'd rather just die.
The 1800s, like,
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain we covered this at one point. It's like, it's not the gunshot, like, if it's non-fatal, the gunshot's not going to kill you. The infection does.
Yeah.
That's gonna blunderbuss.
William McKinley, also assassinated. Let's see here. In his second term in which he was elected, he wanted to meet the public, but did not want to have security, even though the secretary of the president feared an assassination attempt. He actively tried to take the meeting of the public off of McKinley's schedule, but McKinley restored it each time. And
he was just tempting fate that day.
who was he assassinated by?
James
Earl Jones.
James Williamsburg?
No. Leon, and I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce the last name.
Try it.
Salgazaz?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a Polish name. It's Czolgozz.
Yeah, the way you pronounced it, Salzagos, makes it sound like Yog Sothoth or Cthulhu's dad.
He was shot by Leon, and then 8 days later died of gangrene from the bullet wound.
Yeah.
Warren G. Harding had a sudden heart attack in his hotel room. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he had declining physical health, and JFK was also assassinated. So, yeah, that's the presidents that died in office. We went on a heck of a side route.
A side quest.
We had a side quest. We had to figure out the presidents that died in office.
Oh, Joe Surstomming.
At this point, what is there to know? It's fish that's fermented in the ground and is salted to the point where it won't rot, but only just barely.
And when you open it, you're not supposed to open it
right. Let me bring that up so that way we can figure out why. There's a whole section on the production and marketing of it. I want to know what commercial convinces people to buy this.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Because it's vile. I've smelled it before. Not straight out of the can. It was in a bag thing, but I've smelled it before, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not...
Prior to the development of modern canning methods, it was sold in wooden barrels for immediate consumption, as even the smaller kegs could leak. So, in other words, if you're buying it, you're eating it that day.
Yeah, you have to eat it.
Oh god! If it ferments any further than when you're supposed to eat it, it can cause botulism and food poisoning.
What? Is botulism just from things fermenting? Actually, because I keep hearing that one of the biggest concerns about making your own beer and making your own wine is you can contract botulism from it.
Let's see here. It is a rare and potentially fatal illness caused by a toxin produced by the bacterium Clostridium botulinum.
One of my favorite lol cows that I've been watching for a while now. A lot of the community think he might have botulism currently.
Oh, that's not good.
Because he's making his own mead, and he's fucking drinking it as it's fermenting and being that tastes about right. Yeah, and people are like, fucking stop doing that. And he's like,
wait until it's done.
Yeah, he's been really bad for doing that.
As someone who has also made their own mead before, wait until it's done.
What have you made your own mead for? Just buy some Bud Light.
Be a
Viking.
It was an experiment for funsies to see if we could do it.
Oh, let me guess. How fucking horrible was the mead?
So we were stupid and in college, so we waited until the bare minimum recommended time.
Botulism.
And bottled it at the end of that bare minimum. And then we tried it, and it was god-awful. No one got sick from it. We did wait until it had stopped fermenting. However, here's the funny thing. Choir, we split it up. Everyone got a certain number of bottles depending on how much you kicked in for the project. And Choir brought home his share. We all tried it. We were like, oh, this was wrong. This was a bad idea. Somehow, Choir a couple years ago bought his own house, moved out of his parents' house, and has been living free as an adult. And
why the fuck did you not say free as a bird? What's wrong with you?
Whatever. I'm trying to explain to you that somehow during the move, it was discovered months after he had moved into his house, at the back of his fridge was one last bottle of this mead. And he's like, I didn't think we had any of this left. Keep in mind, it had now been bottled for multiple years.
Yeah.
5+ years it had been bottled. So he cracked it open. He said it was the best thing he's ever tasted. So clearly we did something right. We just weren't patient enough.
Because we made beer in one of them, just those fucking buy your own beer kits. Like, they have the, like, little gas things on the top, and it came with everything. We did that, and it was like, 8 weeks is the bare minimum, but you should wait until, like, 10 or 11 or whatever, blah, blah. We did that. We just had it, like, 12 weeks. We put them all in the bottles of stuff and all. We were like, it looks like beer. You know?
No.
It looks like beer, and then we drank it, and I remember just, like, I think there was, like, 8 of us, and I remember just going, yeah, let's just go to the store. This was the worst fucking decision I've ever made in my life. It was like bitter almost, or like, and we didn't do anything wrong. It just, I feel like making your own beer, I feel like that's a scam. Because I've never heard anyone do that stuff and then be like, best thing I've ever tasted, delicious, blah, blah. I've never heard anyone say that. So I feel like it's a scam. Like those grow your own dinosaur things.
Grow your...
Did you make a Freebird reference before?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
I heard you go, ugh.
I hate Freebird.
What do you mean you hate Freebird? You're American.
Guitar Hero 2, man. You know how many times I had to play that song to get the million?
Yeah, that's why I love it so much, because I had to play it so much.
So we had two people who did the requirements, and they had drastic effects.
Drastically different fucking decisions came out of that way.
We hit 999,991 points.
That would annoy me. However, the solo makes up for it. Oh, well, sorry. When I was playing it, I was doing this. I don't use guitar because I'm not an idiot.
So I
don't know how to play it.
I'm scrolling through the Surstomming, or however you pronounce it, the article for it. I'm sorry, it's been a very long day at work, so my brain is fried. And it says here that apparently 2 million people... Where was it? I just lost it. Here we go. So it's sold in Swedish grocery stores. 2 million people eat it annually, and the stuff that gets exported to other countries only accounts for 0.2% of all produced Surstomming.
Okay, so Surstomming
Which means
a specifically Swedish thing.
99.8% of it is consumed in Sweden.
Oh, alright. I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever seen the stuff that's like fish
it doesn't
in a
even.
bottle?
Oh God, it doesn't even look appealing. They've got a picture of it. It literally looks like barely cooked, almost raw fish mixed with cream cheese,
Yeah,
and then
it's like sardines.
They've got it like they're showing like a traditional plate of it on the article. There is a like chopped up tomato served alongside it, and what looks like barely boiled potatoes.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm about to get cancelled. The Swedish are fucking weird.
I mean, you've already picked a fight with the Italians on this episode, too.
Says you started a fight with the Asians in the first 10 seconds of this video.
I did not. And by the way, I found out why I was mistaken. It's because Brenda Song is in The Quarry, another game by the same studio.
That's not fucking the one we were talking about.
It's the same studio. I was mistaken based on the game.
I actually bought the Xbox One version of that today on disc.
Thank you, Joe, for contributing to the conversation.
Did I look at Clementine? Did I look at Clementine in Walking Dead Season 1 and go, is that Michonne?
No?
No, because I know the difference between fucking people of color and people of race. You just see Brenda Song.
Yeah,
I knew she was in something, Noth. I knew she was in something that they had made. I'm sorry I got the game wrong.
Well, apology accepted on
I'm
behalf
sorry
of
I
the
got the
community.
Oh, you're going to accept that apology.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Everyone be sure to thank Noth for accepting that apology.
On behalf of the Asian community, Brenda Song, and her father, Jackie Chan, I accept Mist's apology.
You're an idiot. Oh my god.
I haven't played the Quarry yet though, but it's on the list to play. I can't wait to play it. I heard it's the longest one though.
And it has a Windows stack. You got to play it twice.
It has a Series X and
Oh yeah, Series. I think it's Series and Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it went on to Game Pass, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. Is it still on Game Pass?
I feel like it was put on the last year. Man of Medan and the PC stack of it, they were on Game Pass, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's an interesting one. Why did they only make a Windows version of the first one?
Probably because it was on because it was on PC Game Pass, and the other ones aren't.
Yeah, but why make a PC stack?
I don't know. Sometimes they make PC stacks of shit.
But then
It's
why
not
not
really
continue
original.
that? Why not continue that with the other 3 games in the series? That's just that feels like a weird. That feels like a specific decision.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know
odd.
why does Batman why do all the Batman stack, but then like Origins and Night don't?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
that's
because
true.
Origins is the worst one. No one's
Origins is the
asking for
best
more
one.
of that.
Which one's Origins?
The one not made by Rocksteady that had online multiplayer.
Then there you go. That's why it's not on Windows, because it wasn't made by the company that was putting everything onto Windows. Joseph. Joseph and his favorite song, Freebird.
Batman Arkham Origins
Is
was
There's a
it-
game here that has you written all over it too.
Daymare.
Oh, dude, I set the world record for that on console.
Did you?
Yeah, I put a big thing up about it on TA whenever I was doing it, because it was one of my favorite games ever. Because I followed the release and everything for that.
Yeah.
Well, that there's Daymare 1994. I did the world record for 98.
Yeah.
But I loved those guys and what they were doing, and then
Do
I
you
was like,
still
you know what?
hold the record?
No, the guy beat me by like 4 seconds a month after I did it. But I had it for like a month, and then I was like, I'm going to beat this guy again. I should go back and get world record again off him, to be fair. Just, yeah. But it was really fun, like, and a bunch of people from TA came and checked out the stream whenever I was doing it, because I was learning it that day, and then whenever I said it, people were like popping off with me in the chat and all, and I was like, hey, this is cool.
Did, you're not listed on speedrun.com.
I am on Daymare 1998.
I'm looking at it for console.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, was it any % classic or any % modern take?
Yeah, any percent. It was any percent classic.
Daymare, normal, or easy?
Might have been easy. I think that's what everyone runs on now anyway.
Are you Noth Tha God on speedrun.com?
No.
I'm only asking because Noth Tha God is not listed anywhere.
It is Noth Tha God is there.
I'm looking at the page right now. Console, any % classic, all 3. Oh, you did it modern take, dum-dum.
Oh, was it modern take?
Any % modern take, Noth Tha God. There it is. Yep.
Yeah. Because there's not many things you can change in that they have different categories for it all.
Ooh, he beat you by 15 seconds. Oh, that's so mean.
And the worst thing about it is, if you watch my speedrun, you can see where I lost like 35 seconds because instead of skipping the cutscene, I reloaded checkpoint.
Ah,
Yeah.
oof.
Yep.
You got to go back and take back your place as number 1. You can't let Bones420_X take your
I know.
your
And,
thing.
and do you want to know the worst
take
thing
your,
about it
your
is?
crown.
A little bit after that, when I was playing it again to get used to it, I found a glitch that saves about 4 minutes, where you can clip through a wall. You can clip through a wall that with fire on it. And I was like, oh! And then I was able to do it every time I went back and did it. I kept a save there just to see if I could do it repeatedly. So when I go back and do it, I'm going to do the glitch, and then it's going to like cut like 4.5 minutes off my time. It's such a fun game, and it's so easy to learn to the speedrun, but nobody liked it. Nobody bought it.
I was going to say, that category you're in, there's only 3 records submitted.
Yeah. Even the main category for PC only has like 8 people in it.
Let me, how many people have even played it on Xbox?
Oh, it can't be.
98.
It can't be a lot.
Just shy of 3,000 people have popped an achievement, but only 168 have completed it.
Yeah, like when did it come out?
April 28th, 2020.
Yeah, less than 3,000 players in 4 years is bad. Like, and it's a good game. It is a fun game. It's janky. It's dumb. You know, it's everything that you want in a video game. You want a game to be fun as you're playing it, and that's what that is.
I got it for $15 too.
Let me see if SteamDB has
I
numbers.
might pick up the physical for Daymare 1984 because I mean I do genuinely love those games. I think they're class. I like survival horror in general. So wait, Joe, do you have a stack of games in front of a stack of games?
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's degenerate.
That is actually degenerate behavior.
Yeah.
Like,
There's another one on the other side too.
yeah,
Ooh.
Joe, fucking sort that shit out. I'm getting a ticket over to Connecticut. I'm getting a ticket over to Connecticut. I'll beat the shit out of you, Joseph.
Yeah, the game did not do well because on launch on PC, that was the all-time peak of players was the day it came out, and the all-time peak is 345.
345?
So, yeah, 345 on PC the day it came out. That's $35 for the game.
Do you want to know something that's fucked up about that if you think about it, Mist?
What?
1% of those players were people I know.
Oh, no. That means that just based off of the Steam sales, they made about $12,000 off of that game.
Well, see,
Yikes.
they were originally doing Resident Evil 2 remake. Like
Invader Studios?
Yeah, that's what that game is based on. They were making Resident Evil 2 remake, and they had assets and everything, and they were like, they weren't like nearly finished the game, but they were like a quarter of the way through making a Resident Evil 2 remake, and it was just like they weren't like gonna sell it or anything. And at this stage, Resident Evil 2 remake hadn't been announced. No one thought it was coming. No one knew it was coming.
No,
but Capcom were working on it, and they made Invaders sign an NDA and everything, but then like gave them a bunch of money for their assets and stuff that they'd already made, so as to not leave them in the lurch.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's not bad. That's not... So Capcom did them a solid.
Yeah, Capcom did them a solid. They didn't have to, but they did them a solid, and then that's when Invader took that money and all, and we're like, okay, well, I guess we can sort of like build our
Make it our own game.
Yeah,
yep.
What we have now, but we'll like still make it a love letter to Resident Evil, and you can notice that so much. There's little references to the Resident Evil series all over the place, which is really cool. Like they straight up have like Kendo's gun shop in a bit of it, but like if you go around the alley and look down on the ground, there's the chalk on the floor from Resident Evil 3 of the little train set that some kid drew on the ground. That there's there from Resident Evil 3, and I'm like, yeah, I like shit like that. Good game, good game. I would say play it. It's fun. It's dorky. If you do ever stop playing baby games, it'll be a good. What
do you mean if we stop playing baby games?
I'm just saying, you two.
I'm literally playing Watch Dogs and Battlefield Hardline right now, dude. Neither of those are baby games.
You're not playing Battlefield Hardline, Mist.
What are you talking about?
You are fucking standing still shooting Lonnie and Triad's alts.
Not Triad, but okay. But no, it's...
Oriole.
I'm doing the multi...
All four of you doing it?
Yeah, we got 4 people doing it.
So there's four big hitters right now running Battlefield Hardline?
Yeah, basically.
Because I would count you as a big hitter, even though you're a baby gamer.
Aw, thanks, Noth. That's like one of the... You've given me 2 really nice compliments this episode, that I was very smart and that I'm a big hitter in the gamer sports scene.
What was the first one?
You said I was very smart.
See, you're net positiving right now off of this relationship, and he's net negative.
Wait, yeah, right enough. I'm being farmed for content.
Yeah, I mean, not making sense.
I don't think it's
Knock's down here, misses up here.
I feel like this is one of them triangles, but it's not an equilateral triangle.
Okay, fine. I will say something in response. Noth, I genuinely look forward to these podcast recordings because being in conversation with you and Joe is very entertaining and a lot of fun.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I can't just say that you guys are like very entertaining and pleasant conversation.
You know what?
Without Joe throwing a monkey wrench into the conversation.
Yeah, I got cool stuff like this.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna burn your Baldur's Gate edition because do you want to know why? You're never gonna play that.
I know it's still.
Yeah, it takes like 7,000 hours to complete, and it's an RPG.
They give me a free digital copy.
Did the call just lock up for you two?
No.
For him, yes.
For me?
You froze for a second.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
no, not you. Noth did.
Oh.
I did.
Because you both froze for like a good 2 seconds for me. Stop it, Noth. That's not funny.
I feel like people need to start playing more survival horror games, because I feel like we're dying on survival horror at the minute.
It'll come back around. Things happen in waves. Yeah. There will be a like time frame of like it's not fully gone yet, but then it'll happen where there's like 8 years of no really good survival horror, and then there's going to be 1 year where it's all survival horror and it's all fantastic.
Didn't a new Outlast game just come out recently? Or is coming out?
Yes, but technically no, because it's a multiplayer, like...
No.
Yeah.
Pass.
How's everybody's 360 buying off the store rush?
I got everything.
Me and Am spent just under $3,000.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't even know there was $3,000 worth of content on there. On what?
Do you remember when I said to you we're going to be buying everything?
Yeah.
That wasn't like hyperbole.
Okay, but you bought like gamer pictures and... No.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was...
I spent like $45.
Yeah, who was it? Somebody said Triad said like, or no, Fuga. Fuga was like, I spent $300 and felt disgusted, and I was like, I spent 10 times more than that.
I think I ended up having to spend like $900.
Wait, when I say we got everything, we got everything. Like, there was a stage where I was at work, so I was away for like 14 hours, and whenever I came back, Ames was still going through and buying everything, and it was like every arcade game, every DLC, every physical only game. Like everything. And some of them physical only games, and some of them season passes alone. There was like the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare season pass, $34.99.
I'm lucky that when I was in high school and college, Call of Duty was all I played. I already had that season pass.
It was the most I think it was the most expensive thing, followed by there was some random digital only game Ames had pointed out to me, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I think I know what you're talking about. Strive was talking to me about it. Battle Islands.
That's it. I was like, $29.99?
No, Battle Academy.
Battle Academy, that's it. Battle Academy.
Okay, so, yes, it's Battle Academy. No, I remember. So I take it back. I spent $800 to $900 last week. I've been buying the games since the announcement, so I've probably spent, all said and done, close to $2,000 over the course of a year. So
we knew it was coming, so we're like setting money aside for it or whatever. And then when that money ran out, Ames was like,
we're only half done.
Yeah, she was like, we still have like a quarter of stuff to get, and I was like, I don't really want to be spending anymore. And she was like, fuck it, we may as well just get
burn
everything
it.
now.
Just burn it.
Yeah, she was just like, I'm sitting with her fucking card, and she was like, beep beep beep, and she was like, fuck it, we're getting it all. I was like, okay. So now we have like, even these games that I don't give a shit about, but again, it'll help in the 360 scoring thing, like Tempest, the arcade Tempest, Centipede, and shit like that.
For me, it was just like, I don't know if I'm... Oh, yeah, there you go. He's got it within reach all the time.
I feel like someday, Mist, we're going to mention some, like, serial killer, some fucked up thing a serial killer did, and Mist's going to go, oh, you mean this book that he ripped when he was worshipping the devil? We're going to be like, yeah, Joe, what the fuck is wrong with... Don't look, Mist. Or, Joe, don't fucking look over there.
Stop it. Stop it.
He's like, oh, the Necronomicon? Me and Mist are like, no, don't read it, Joe.
Just like we're covering U.S. history, and he goes, oh, you mean this U.S. Declaration of Independence? It's like, what?
Nicolas Cage pops out. Just beats Joe up on
I told you not to show that on stream.
That's when we find out Joe and Nicolas Cage.
Trying to find the most serial killer looking game I can find.
Fear.
But no, so...
Fear. Good game.
Never played it, never seen it. But no, so for me, it's just... I don't know if I'm going to play all the games. I mean, I would like to say that, yes, eventually I'll play everything that I bought, but the reality of the matter is time is limited, games are not, so, you know, you need to pick and choose. I'll probably still be playing stuff that I bought well into, like, my 50s.
Miss, you're not making it to your 50s.
Of course I am. What are you talking about?
Oh, no.
What is the... Give me some kind of credit.
Oh, baby.
I like... Even for my sedentary lifestyle, I like to think I do my best to take care of myself.
37, you're out of here.
What?
Gone. Ooh, 37, you're out of here, bro.
What in the voodoo are you doing right now?
What kind of curse are you putting on me?
What age are you, Miss? Straight enough.
I'm 31.
Oh, okay. You're closer to me in age than I thought. Thought you were like 42, 43. I'm kidding. No, I thought you were a bit younger than me, actually, but I didn't know you were
We
only
literally had this discussion last week where I was old.
No, I knew I know you're
Noth in episode 2, Noth recapped episode 1, and here we are episode 3, he's recapping episode 2, because he doesn't remember that he talked about it.
I know, like, you guys said the other day, you were like, hey, Noth, do you remember whenever you said this in episode 2? And I was like, once that episode, once it's over... Like, I don't realize, like, this is a true thing, by the way. This isn't me, like, being like, ha ha ha. Like, I do have short-term memory loss, so it is an actual issue for me, like, in real life with stuff like this here. So when people are like, hey, do you remember when you did this? I'm like, no. And it's not because I'm, like, just forgetful. It's because I legitimately forgot the thing. Like, I don't know what you're actually talking about.
Well,
but
I mean, look on
if
the...
it's lies and misinformation, my brain's like, fucking tell him, remember that.
I mean, if you want to look on the bright side, it makes for great comedy.
Dude, it means that I'm learning all the time things that I've already learned. So I hear something like a second or third time, and it'll still amaze me a second or third time. I'll be like, whoa, that's cool. And they're like, I already told you. And I'm like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Like, I'm playing Mafia 2 at the minute. Do you remember I was saying to you, like, how I can remember, like, usually 99% of games. Like, so say I have to do, like, a stack or whatever, or go back to it. I'll remember everything. Like, Mafia 2, I remember that story from start to finish. L.A. Noire, I remember it from start to finish.
Oh, some good memes came out of L.A. Noire.
L.A. Noire had such a substantial impact on, like, meme usage in, like, what was it, 2011, 2012?
Oh, I'm not even talking about in the general populace. Like, Kill the Choir and I, we've like, sat on the couch and played that start to finish, like, twice now, and we still quote the stupid jokes that we made during it, like, what's the name of the guy that you work with on the Vice desk?
Oh,
he's wearing the pink suit. You know him?
I know what you're talking about,
He's a bastard to the main character, and I don't even remember how it started, but Choir and I we started calling him Salmon Sleeves, because his suit's like a salmon pink, and so whenever he did something, like, mean to the main character, we'd be like, Salmon Sleeves!
I can't even remember the last game I played.
Since you also can't run over pedestrians, we just started driving on the sidewalk and referred to it as the Phelps lane.
Oh yeah, Cole Phelps. Wait, can you not run over people in there?
No, they always dive out of the way. Like,
what else did that?
Oh,
Madness?
Watch Dogs, they try to, but you can still run them over. Not that I would.
My favorite thing about Watch Dogs is, like, the one guy that's like, you want pork bun?
What?
That's not Watch Dogs. Try again.
Sleeping Dogs.
There we go.
Wrong Dogs game.
They're similar.
Oh, is that the JP one?
Yeah, the cover is badass on that one.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, the first one, like the art, or the international one, the artwork is cool, but that's like badass.
Yeah.
All right. Worst cover art. What you got?
Inversion.
Oh, I like Inversion's cover art.
I'm gonna go Painkiller.
Painkiller, Hell and Damnation.
It's like a poster.
No, it's not.
It's
The
like a
first
metal
one.
poster. Yeah.
No, the cover for the first game is it's like a black background. It just says Painkiller on it.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah, it's not Hell and Damnation.
Yeah.
And then
sorry.
Phantom Breaker Extra is really bad too.
I'm gonna go with.
Thanks, Joe. I now have to put all these cover arts on. I have to put them on screen whenever we're talking about them, so people know.
I think I'm gonna have to go with. There was a game I was playing there not that long ago. Oh, Zoid's Alternative.
Oh God!
It's like just a badly rendered 3D robot in like a hangar bay.
Yeah, that one's kind of eh.
It's
If we're
weird.
talking about just like quality of the art, yeah, I can see that. I chose Inversion because like I get what you're going for. It's still incredibly dumb. Oh, you gotta turn the game case sideways because it's inverted. It's like, shut up. Your game failed.
cool.
Shut up.
That's cool, man. Like I think
It's corny. It's incredibly corny.
that whole game was corny. That's why I loved it.
Haven't played it. I own it. I haven't played it.
Have you played Quantum Theory?
A little bit, I think.
It not only has a bad cover, it also is a bad game.
I've seen it.
Isn't
I
like
don't
80
own
hours
it.
of boosting?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
there's
35 hours of
there's a
boosting.
ton of boosting.
There was another one that you have to boost sort of like that there. What was it called? Because
Yeah, it's
Inversion
a
was like
60 to 80 hour game.
Oh, are you thinking of
Binary Domain?
Binary Domains? I didn't like that either.
Fracture?
Fractures.
Fractures. Hey,
Actually, if
Fractures isn't that bad.
no, that's terrible. I'm sorry, that's terrible. You know what? I'm gonna say if we're talking,
That's a bad cover as well, actually.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that my two worsts are if we're talking just the general layout and like design of
Yeah.
it, Inversion. If we're going like quality of artwork, Fracture. I have that. Yeah, well, look, that's a PC game from the 90s. They did not have good cover art back then.
Oh,
Oh shit, there's a
wait.
poster in it?
Have you seen the Roblox game tile on Xbox?
No, I
There's
haven't
like a
played.
whole ass poster in here.
Yeah, that it shows you the tech tree. Have you
Dude,
never heard of
why does
Industry
why does-
Giant?
No, why does Miss know the industry giant lore?
Because
He's an industry giant.
no, I know the lore because when I was like 7 years old and
Go high.
and my family had a Windows 98 computer with the rear projection monitor, my dad really liked like management games. And so I'm like, that looks interesting. Let me try that. And I played the crap out of Industry Giant 2.
Hey,
Actually, hang on a second. You guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
No,
Oh, here's another bad one.
I just picked that up yesterday on the sale. Do you know what he was playing on those fucking Windows 95 games, Joe?
What?
He's saying he had to use management games and stuff. That's because his dad had them installed to build the new Mormon compound. And they were hoping the TSA wouldn't attack this
Oh,
one.
here we go. Here's a really good one. Should get him to pronounce that when he comes back.
Oh, why do you have a German copy of that?
Because when I was like shopping for it, I couldn't really find a UK copy, and this was the only one that I could find. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass to find import games.
Was it not released in America?
No,
All right, I got it.
or if it was way later on.
Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
god, he does have one.
It's sealed.
Why?
Miss, can you do me a favor? Can you
Open it.
pronounce this?
Well, the last two words are dissimulation.
You got that one. It's actually die.
No, it's D.
No, it's D.
Let
You're
the
German.
Tomato,
Joe.
tomato.
let the person with 2 years of American high school German tell you it is D.
Yeah, the Mormons need to know German. That's why he knows.
Hang on, hold it up. Berufs Furwehr?
Yeah, Barris Fury.
Berufsfeuerwehr.
I'll give you a solid 8 out of 10 on that one.
Beruf's Furwehr Dissimulation.
What? Like, I feel like the Germans, whenever they were naming stuff, is just some of the funniest shit ever. It's like, do you know the way we have like the military, we have like a flak cannon?
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, this is the flak cannon. It's a cannon on a tank that moves. It's the flak cannon. And then whenever you're like, hey, German military, what's yours called? And they're like, the De Flankenwagen. And you're like, yes, I'm super up for this.
No, so what was it? My high school German teacher described German as a Lego language. Because if you need a word for something that doesn't exist, you take the two things that it's closest to, or a combination of, and you combine the words. Like, a tank is a Panzerwagen, or weapon car.
Yeah, like flamethrower is funny because it's a Flammenwerfer.
Flammenwerfer. It werfs Flammen.
It werfs Flammen.
I know is Dai Senryaku.
What?
Do you mean D Senryaku?
I think it's DAI, isn't it?
Oh fuck. Oh, like a die. Like a what's that other thing? A dais? A dais?
Are you talking about the shmup game?
Maybe.
Because it's
this...
Dai Senryaku, yes.
Which one is Dai Senryaku?
It's like
is it one of the Kiev Collection ones?
No, it's a very old strategy game.
Oh.
Dai Senryaku or Great Strategy.
Oh, I think I've seen that cover before because I remember all them arcade covers that came out back in the day in like the 80s, early 90s, they all looked the same. Like if you look at any shoot 'em up game, arcade cover, arcade art or whatever, particularly for the Japanese games like Raiden and stuff like that there, they all look the exact fucking same. Every single one of them. But I suppose it's hard to be different with a game like that, considering that arcades were 90% shoot 'em ups, and they were probably the most. What's the word like? What do you call the word whenever you have so much of some?
Overpopulated or
oversaturation.
Oversaturated, yeah.
Yeah, like shoot 'em ups. Oversaturation was insane. So of course you were going to get games that looked like other games.
Yeah.
And then you get House of the Dead, and it was just its own goddamn thing.
And then you get Typing of the Dead.
I forgot about Typing of the Dead. I watched it at GDQ a couple of years ago, and
There's a speed run for Typing of the Dead?
Yeah, and the speed run's insane because some words, if you know that they're coming up in certain areas, you just have to get hit to skip stuff. It's like, what? I like do you remember Silent Scope whenever it came out?
Yeah, with the sniper gun?
Yeah, and you actually like zoomed in fully if you look through the scope and all. That shit was amazing. That's the stuff arcades were made for. Although I wouldn't go to an arcade
ever. It got a PS2 release.
Of
There's
what?
an original Xbox
Silent
one,
Scope.
too.
What?
I'm looking at the cover.
Yeah, there is. I think it's greenish, like a lime green.
The one that I see is like there's a lime green crosshair facing a jet that's bombing a city.
What? Yeah, Silent Scope went hard for their games. I think they do kill the president at the end of it.
I'll post the cover in the chat here.
I've never seen that cover. It's actually
I've seen it before.
Oh my god.
Well, that's a US release, so
I didn't know it was Konami. Joe?
I don't know. What?
Don't say it.
Don't what?
Don't say it.
What am I saying?
Don't say that 13 was a good game.
13?
I'm here.
You're talking about like the 13, the XIII game?
Yeah.
Did you play that?
A little bit.
Nope.
They only just recently fucking patched it.
Yeah, it fucking stinks.
Like I am talking, Mist, I am talking, you are walking at the start of that game and the frame rate just locks to like 4 FPS. And then a couple of seconds later, when everything starts rendering in again, you'll just fall through the ground. You will shoot a guy and he will shoot off the map, but if he shoots you at the same time, you're going and clipping through a wall and dying. You can walk to an enemy to like do the stealth attack and you will just fall through the floor and die. It was one of the glitchiest fucking games I ever played in my life. And they had to like publicly apologize for it.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
The other one I remember being like that was Battle Mage Lichdom.
Yeah, I played that one. I couldn't get past the second boss.
Is it? Wait, hold on. Okay, so I get mixed up between two games, and I think one of them is Battle Mage Lichdom, and the other one is the Techromancer.
Yeah.
Techromancer,
I think, is an shooting RPG, isn't it?
No, I think they're both like Mass Effect.
Lichdom is the one. Well, Lichdom is a first-person shooter where you're firing spells, and the cover has like one hand is blue, one hand is orange.
Yeah. And then Techromancer is like
Techromancer has the guy like walking away from like an explosion or something.
I didn't know that Lichdom Battle Mage game was a FPS.
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter, and let me tell you, it's garbage.
Right up my street, then, boys.
Also, it's even
came out, and I think they made Alkine's gun too.
Oh God.
Oh, I liked Alkahine's gun. That was fun.
Lichdom Battle Mage is even further up your street because not only is it garbage, there's an exploit that you can use like immediately after the second boss to power level your character to max. So it's like if you can
log it out until then.
If you can get past the second boss, you've beaten the game.
Do you know what's funny? Like you're saying, like, hey, you can OP yourself very, very quickly. Did you ever do that glitch in Oblivion?
Yes, with the I had level 100 sneak before I got out of the tutorial.
Yeah, where you could just overpower yourself.
Yep.
And then, how long did it take you to realize that when you were overpowered, all the enemies in the world powered up with you? So it doesn't make any sense for you to do anything.
I don't think I had an issue, mostly just because, like...
No, you won't have an issue because everything will be the same level as you, and it levels up appropriately, which means that you over-leveling early doesn't do anything whatsoever.
Well, you do still get the perks from the different...
Yeah.
So, like, that... I knew that stuff was going to level with me, but it's like... But I get the perks from having the different skill levels early on. So it's a minor buff considering the amount of work that has to go into it, but preferable to nothing. Also, when am I ever going to get level 100 sneak legitimately in Oblivion? You don't use sneak ever.
Why the fuck are you playing that game? Of course you use sneak.
No, you get a good enough sword and a good enough shield, and then you just lop people's heads off.
Best? How did you play Skyrim?
I got a good enough sword and a good enough shield, and I lopped people's heads off.
Did you join the Thieves Guild?
No, that was actually one of the last things I did.
You wore their fucking outfit, didn't you?
If I remember correctly, when Skyrim first came out on the 360, the very first thing I did once I got to Whiterun was immediately put every cent that I had, as well as every material that I had, into smithing iron daggers. Because there was an exploit when the game launched
for it, that's right.
that allowed you to essentially buy and sell the iron daggers that you created for more iron ingots so that you could then craft more daggers, and it was an infinite XP glitch. So I fought Alduin by basically flicking him off the mountain.
I wish I could delete my brain and go back and play that game.
Have you played the special edition that they re-released?
Oh, yeah.
What about the Windows stack?
Yeah, well, I played the Windows stack.
Yeah. Console commands.
Yeah. I genuinely think that Skyrim was like an experience. Like, it wasn't just a video game. I remember, like, it was like late in the winter, or like around Christmas time, because I bought it like a month after it came out. And it very famously came out on 11/11/11. And on its reveal trailer, it was 11/11/11, 6 things, and then it turns around and it spells out Skyrim, and you were like, whoa! But I remember, like, winter night near Christmas time, just staying up to, like, 4 o'clock in the morning, with my headphones on, just listening to that music and just exploring.
Dovahkiin, da, da, da.
Yeah!
Yep.
Yeah! dude, I'm just exploring and then finding a crypt and then being like, ooh, I'm only like level 6. I don't want to go down there yet. Maybe I'll go to.
And then you find a third crypt and it's basically the same shit.
And you're like, oh, it's the same crypt except it was reversed. Wow.
Oh, it's the same crypt and it's the same Draugr.
Oh, that's the same dragon claw that you put in the wall and turned.
Oh, look, it's the same puzzle except the little spinny tower's over here instead of over there.
Oh, look, it's the same masked guy I'm gonna kill in a minute.
Oh, no, his mask was a different color.
I really want to go back and do Oblivion Japan now.
Is that a separate stack?
Yeah, the Game of the Year one is, though, just the Game of the Year. And it's
I gotta get my hands on that.
It's full Japanese.
Is it like actual full Japanese, or is it
Yeah,
Bully
it's
JP?
Full Japanese.
Have you guys done Bully JP?
No. Thankfully, it's in English, though.
Yeah, so here's the thing, right? If you didn't already know, and this, Noth, I'm going to add this to the list of games that you're currently playing because of how easy it is. Bully JP, there are two differences, exactly two differences between the international and the Japanese version. One, there's Japanese subtitles in Bully. It is essentially the same game, it's just all Japanese subtitles. And two, English class, you need a 15% to pass instead of a 70%. That is the only difference, because rather than because the devs are like, okay, people buying this in Japan aren't going to know English.
Yeah.
And so basically, instead of trying to come up with some roundabout way to replace English class with Japanese class, they just said, you know what? There's a good enough chance, because everything's multiple choice, that you can just pick one and it'll be the right answer. And so we're just going to lower the grade threshold from 70 to 15% so that you'll have a better chance of just randomly picking answers and getting it right.
That's actually kind of a really cool way to do it, though.
It's the same exact game aside from those two things, though.
That's what I was scared about playing Sleeping Dogs JP, because I started it the other day just to do the DLC, and I was like, oh no, what if this is in full Japanese? Because I know there's missions where you need to know when to sneak and missions when you need to know, and I was like, oh no. But it turns out it's just the subtitles that are Japanese.
Oh, it's all English with Japanese subtitles?
Yeah, everything else is English, so I was like, oh, perfect.
For everything else, Google Translate. Psycho Break, yeah.
I love the term Psycho Break. It makes both, this is the thing, both of those names make sense for the story of the game.
Do you know have you ever seen the steelbook for the first game, for Japan?
Is that just the mirror on it?
Hold on.
I've been noticing steelbooks recently in my 360 collection that I'd just forgotten about. I forgot how fucking hard the Resident Evil 6 steelbook goes.
On.
Just the outline of a raggedy old dying zombie, just like a silhouette. And then there's the Dead Rising 2.
That one.
There's the Dead Rising 2 one, which just says Zombrax on it, and
it's a one of those little things. It's a pill dispenser, you push the pills out of to take them. Yeah, it's a Zombrax medicine pill dispenser.
What about Lost Planet 2 as well? Oh my god, the safe.
I've not seen that one. Oh my goodness, that's so cool.
That's actually really cool. Dude, how good of a bad guy was Safehead?
Yeah.
I liked him.
The one thing, I played that game or whatever, and I was kind of turned off by it or whatever, because, right away, because I look at, little details that, probably don't fucking matter. And the one that, really pissed me off was in the beginning when you're walking in the shit water, and then you get out of the shit water, and then your clothes are just clean.
I know what you're talking about, because when I first played that game, I was super into it, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. And then as soon as I got to the first section where you have to sneak around and stuff, I was like, I hate this game. I do not want to play this game anymore. And I didn't. But then I went back to it 2 years later, and I was like, I don't know why I didn't stick with this. This is the most fun I've had in a video game in ages.
I really like the first one. I like the first one. The second one I had a really hard time getting into when I played it.
The second one's story goes a little bit a little bit quickly, where it's like, hey, here's a small thing, and then like 2 scenes later, it's like, fucking, it is 10 times worse now, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't know how we actually really got here. But one's good. I mean, adding like a stealth mechanic, adding stealth to a survival horror game is pretty cool. Your resources are very limited. Like, people talk about Resident Evil games being like, hey, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, you know, your resources are limited, blah, blah, blah. You have enough ammo to kill everything in those games 3 times over. Like, you know, it's never been limited in those games. Evil Within is fucking limited. Like, you are struggling in that game.
It's the same with Alone in the Dark.
Oh, the new one?
No, the old one on 360.
Oh, the old one? Yeah.
I don't like that game.
No, it's legitimately one of the worst games I have ever played.
The reason why I don't like it is because when I was playing it or whatever, like the part where you have to throw the fireballs at like the tentacles or whatever they are coming out or whatever, the game glitched on me, so I like can't get them, so I'm just like stuck in this area and I can't do anything.
There was one section, and it's been years, so you'll have to forgive me. There was one section where you are in like an underground like access tunnel. And the whole area is flooded with the darkness. And it's like, okay, you are here, and over there is the ladder to the next area, but everything in between is completely drowned in darkness. Now, if you have, that one is one of the worst games I have ever played.
Incorrect.
So if you have the glow sticks that the game has provided for you, that area is fine. You just toss a couple glow sticks and the light's bright enough that it's no big deal. If you're like me, who needed to pick up some extra ammo or whatever, and said, you know, the game seems like it's providing like light sources, or at least stuff you can set on fire at each point where it's like the puzzle is get past the darkness. We don't need these glow sticks. I'm going to drop them in favor of more ammo because we need ammo. We did that, and then I get to the sewer section, and it's like, okay, get to the ladder, and I'm like, okay, pick up this wood, set it on fire, throw it, and then hop down, and it's like, oh no, the fire's dying, and then you die. It's like, okay,
Wait, did you die if you were in darkness in that?
Yep. So,
did you?
Yeah, a door, so I'm like, okay, so a torch is not enough, and it basically requires the glow sticks, because the glow sticks don't get doused fast enough for you to die.
Well, you essentially soft-locked yourself there.
Exactly. Do you want to know how what I had to do to get past it? There is a room further down the hallway that you have access to, because you can't double back either, because you go down a cliff to get to this spot. Oh, so no. You are stuck in this one segment until you get to that ladder. There is another room down the hallway that has like a bunch of like valves and whatnot. It's like it's a maintenance area. There are multiple wooden tables that I used my character and just kind of walked into to like push the tables down the hallway and into the pit where all the darkness was. That didn't destroy them, but it did shatter them, and it scattered the wood. And then I like threw a bunch of unlit torches in the hallway, like scattering them, and I used the last torch that I had, lit it, and threw it, and it set all the wood on fire and was a light for just long enough for me to make it.
Missed?
Yeah.
Modern problems.
No, that's bad game design. If you have a puzzle that can only be solved by glow sticks, have glow sticks nearby.
Require modern solutions, which is what you did.
The modern solution is don't play Alone in the Dark, ever. It's a terrible game.
Anybody watching this, play Alone in the Dark. It's fucking awesome. He's just stupid enough to not resource manage in a resource management survival horror game, alright?
Noth thinks pasta grows on trees. Don't play Alone in the Dark.
Maybe don't listen to me. Maybe don't do that. Maybe I just realized.
No, it's like, so here's the thing. I generally didn't have a problem with it. It's like I've played bad games before, and it's honestly just from a game design perspective, not great. The story is good. I liked the story, but just the whole mechanics of getting through the game felt kind of clunky. So if had they, again, and this is a simple solution, is if torches and other wood-based fires are not enough to get past that section, just have a couple glow sticks in the next room.
Yeah.
Problem solved. But they didn't, and they gave you glow stick and expected you to hold on to it for 2.5 chapters so that you had it for this one puzzle. And I feel like that's a poor expectation on the devs' part.
It's like in Silent Hill games and Resident Evil games, particularly like the older ones, like they don't want you to soft lock at like every opportunity where you may have to like survive and or fight a boss. So like games like that would always put like little boss fountains just beforehand, or an item box just beforehand, so that even if you're out of everything, you can still grab your knife. I like it when games do that. But then again, there's other times where you're playing a game and you can just get soft locked, and I think soft locking is so much more worse in a game that's what's the word I'm looking for here? Like longer. So like soft locking in something like Alone in the Dark is kind of annoying because it's like a 25-hour game, say. But I remember soft locking in Oblivion.
Ooh.
Yeah, where whenever you're supposed to do the thing to summon Dagon, whatever the hell his name is,
Mehrunes Dagon.
Mehrunes Dagon, the item that I needed clipped out of bounds, and then I just couldn't get the item ever again. I tried reloading old saves, tried going everything, but that item was just gone forever, and I was like, I have to start an entire new save, not to get an achievement like in the first half of the game, it's to literally go to the end of the game. And it would have only taken me an extra 4 minutes to finish the game and get my last achievement, and I'm like, I hate that sort of stuff.
That is so that right there would have made me put the game down for a number of years. I would not have gone back to it until I felt like playing through the whole game again.
Well, that's what I just did with Kingdom of Amalur.
Oh, you soft locked yourself on Amalur?
In 2011, I soft locked myself in it because whatever happened, I couldn't gain XP anymore. And like no matter what I did, the game wouldn't give me XP, and my last achievement in that game was getting to level 36. So recently I just had to play it again, and it took around about 31 hours to get to level 36.
Absurd.
Yep. So I spent another 36 hours in a game I'd already put maybe 100 hours into 12 years ago, 13 years ago.
All right.
Get out of here! Get out of here!
What?
Joe, get out. We're leaving.
Where are we going?
Over.
Okay.
So I was going to say, like, I mean, we've been having a good time. We've been going for almost 3 hours at this point. The episodes are getting longer.
Dude, we're going to do an episode someday, and it's going to be like 8 hours, and people are going to be like, where were you guys today? And we're going to go, I was just talking to my friends.
We were having really good conversation. It just
you could just cut it into 4 separate episodes.
No.
I feel like it's just like episode 2, you come back, you're in the
content.
You're in the middle of a conversation on episode 2. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's Joe talking about the time he killed Zachary Taylor Thomas or whatever the fuck.
With cherries.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Sorry.
Zachary Thomas was the president.
From Home Improvement.
Oh yeah. He's like, I killed him.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas is from Home Improvement. Zachary Thomas was the president that died by eating poop cherries.
Who, before we go, who was the president that got gifted bears and the Secret Service had to tell him to take the bears off the White House lawn because they were scared?
I feel like that's Teddy Roosevelt.
The Secret Service wouldn't do, they wouldn't do...
It was Teddy Roosevelt.
Was it Roosevelt?
It was Teddy Roosevelt.
Secret Service were like, we're not walking the grounds anymore at the White House because the fucking bears are scary.
I was going to say, I'm like, Teddy Roosevelt was like the man's man, outdoorsman kind of thing. I feel like he'd have bears. And
you were right.
One set of gifts included 5 bears. 5 bears! It is not known if the bears were named or even where they came from. In the book The Green Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt in Appreciation of the Wilderness, Wildlife, and Wild Places, Roosevelt simply lists a number of animals that were received as gifts and goes on to add that most of them went to the zoo. Some crazy person gifted him 5 bears.
That's insane to me. I like... Yeah, you would have to give them to the zoo. Like...
Yeah... I'm trying to find out what kind of bears.
Hey, Teddy, I want to give my friend Teddy Roosevelt 5 Kodiak bears.
What? Let me see here. What species of bears were... Oh, they were American black bears. So they were
big bears.
Well, I mean, all bears are big bears except for koalas. Well, yeah, but, no, I mean, the American...
Koala's a marsupial.
It's called the koala bear, though.
But it's a marsupial. It's a misnomer.
Man, I don't make the names. I just say them. They're koala bears.
It's a misnomer.
It's misinformation?
It's a misnomer.
Sure.
Fucking koala marsupial.
Okay, fine. Noth really likes koalas.
Cool. They're too dumb to live.
That means he also likes chlamydia.
Yeah, do you know koalas are too dumb to live? No, we're going off on tangents again.
Okay, we will start the next episode talking about koala bears. Mark my word. Thank you, everyone, for watching. My name is EatSleepComplete. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube at EatSleepComplete. That's CoolKid Joe. You can find him on Twitter for the most part at CoolKid Joe XBL or at XBA.
Yes. XBL.
XBL, because someone stole his name. That's a recap of episode 2. And down there, that's Noth Tha God. You can see him on YouTube and Twitch whenever he determines that it's time to go live. It's kind of random. Thank you all so much for watching. Greatly appreciated. This has been episode 3 of the CessCast. We'll be back with koala bears.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my name. Fuck him.
See you guys later.